For a long time, dinosaurs have fit into different categories: predators, herbivores, giants, or speedsters. But every now and then, something turns up that doesn't fit the mold. Deinocheirus is one of those discoveries. With massive arms, an odd-looking body, and a mix of traits that puzzle even seasoned paleontologists, this dinosaur challenges what we thought we knew about prehistoric life. In this documentary, we'll take a closer look at the strange story of Deinocheirus, from its confusing fossil record to the scientific debates it sparked. The name Deinocheirus comes from ancient Greek and translates to terrible hand. This striking name was bestowed upon the dinosaur due to its most distinctive feature: its enormous, powerful arms ending in massive claws. When the first fossils of Deinocheirus were discovered in 1965, only the forearms were found. These arms measured about 8 feet long, dwarfing those of any other known dinosaur at the time. Scientists were both fascinated and puzzled by these enormous appendages. The sheer size and strength of the arms suggested a fearsome predator, leading to the ominous name. However, later discoveries revealed a more complex picture of Deinocheirus. It turned out to be an unusual member of the ornithomimosaur group, often called ostrich dinosaurs. Subsequent fossil finds showed that Deinocheirus was actually a large, possibly omnivorous dinosaur with a duck-like bill and a humped back. Despite its initial fearsome reputation, it likely used its massive arms and claws for gathering plants, digging, or defense, rather than for hunting large prey. This highlights how initial fossil discoveries can sometimes lead to misconceptions about an animal's nature and behavior. The name Deinocheirus, while perhaps not entirely accurate in describing the dinosaur's lifestyle, remains a testament to the awe-inspiring nature of fossil discoveries and the evolving understanding of prehistoric life as new evidence comes to light. The first Deinocheirus fossils were unearthed in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia during a Polish-Mongolian paleontological expedition in 1965. This initial discovery consisted of a pair of enormous forelimbs, each measuring about 2.5 meters long, along with some ribs, vertebrae, and other bone fragments. The name Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand in Greek, was given to this mysterious creature based on these imposing arm bones. For decades, these fragmentary remains were all that scientists had to work with, leading to much speculation about the nature of this enigmatic dinosaur. Paleontologists debated whether Deinocheirus was a theropod, a member of the group that includes carnivorous dinosaurs and modern birds, or if it belonged to a different dinosaur lineage altogether. It wasn't until nearly half a century later, in 2006 and 2009, that more complete Deinocheirus fossils were discovered in Mongolia. These new findings, which included skulls and other skeletal elements, finally allowed researchers to piece together a more accurate picture of this unusual dinosaur. The story of Deinocheirus highlights the often fragmentary nature of the fossil record and the patience required in paleontology. It also underscores the importance of continued exploration and excavation, as new discoveries can dramatically reshape our understanding of prehistoric life. The quest to uncover a complete Deinocheirus skeleton was a scientific journey that spanned over 4 decades. This fascinating story began in 1969, when a Polish-Mongolian expedition discovered 2 enormous fossilized arms in the Gobi Desert. These arms, measuring 2.5 meters long, were unlike anything paleontologists had ever seen before. They named the creature Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand, but the rest of the skeleton remained elusive. For years, scientists could only speculate about what the full dinosaur might have looked like. Theories ranged from a massive predator to a giant sloth-like creature. The mystery deepened as fragmentary remains were found, but a complete skeleton continued to elude researchers. It wasn't until 2013 that the breakthrough finally came. A team of international scientists, led by Yuongnam Lee from South Korea, discovered 2 nearly complete Deinocheirus skeletons in the Namegt Formation of Mongolia. These specimens provided the missing pieces of the puzzle, revealing Deinocheirus to be a peculiar, humpbacked member of the Ornithomimosaur family. The 44-year gap between the initial discovery and the unearthing of complete skeletons highlights the patience and persistence required in paleontology. It also underscores how new discoveries can dramatically reshape our understanding of prehistoric life, turning speculation into concrete knowledge about these fascinating creatures that roamed the Earth millions of years ago. Deinocheirus has long been a source of fascination and frustration for paleontologists. This enigmatic dinosaur, whose name means terrible hand, was known only from a pair of massive 8-foot-long arms for nearly 50 years after its initial discovery in 1965. These enormous limbs, ending in sharp claws, sparked intense debate and speculation about the nature of the creature they belonged to. The mystery deepened as scientists struggled to determine what kind of dinosaur Deinocheirus might have been. Some thought it could be a fearsome predator, while others suggested it might be a gentle plant eater. The lack of additional fossils left paleontologists with more questions than answers, making Deinocheirus one of the most perplexing dinosaurs in the fossil record. It wasn't until 2014 that more complete fossils were found, finally revealing the true nature of Deinocheirus. To the surprise of many experts, it turned out to be a member of the Ornithomimosaur group, related to ostrich-like dinosaurs. However, Deinocheirus was far from typical, with its massive size, humpbacked appearance, and duck-like bill challenging previous notions about its family. The unusual combination of features in Deinocheirus continues to intrigue scientists. Its massive bulk, estimated at 6 tons, coupled with a diet that likely included both plants and small animals, presents a unique ecological niche among known dinosaurs. The decades-long mystery and the surprising revelations upon its full discovery make Deinocheirus a testament to the ongoing challenges and excitement in paleontology. Deinocheirus, a genus of large ornithomimosaur dinosaur, has significantly altered our perception of dinosaur evolution. This peculiar creature, whose name means terrible hand, lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. Its discovery and subsequent analysis have revealed a fascinating combination of features that blur the lines between different dinosaur groups. The most striking aspect of Deinocheirus is its unexpected body plan. While it belongs to the Ornithomimosaur group, typically known for its ostrich-like members, Deinocheirus was a massive animal, measuring up to 11 meters in length and weighing around 6,000 kilograms. This size is far larger than any other known ornithomimosaur, challenging our assumptions about the group's diversity and evolutionary potential. Furthermore, Deinocheirus possessed a unique set of physical characteristics that seemed to combine features from various dinosaur lineages. It had a duck-like bill, similar to hadrosaurs, along with a sail-like structure on its back reminiscent of spinosaurids. Its arms were extraordinarily long, ending in large, curved claws, while its legs were relatively short and robust. This mosaic of features suggests a complex evolutionary history and adaptations to a lifestyle unlike those of its closest relatives. The discovery of Deinocheirus has forced paleontologists to reconsider the evolutionary pathways and ecological roles of ornithomimosaurs and other theropod dinosaurs. It demonstrates that dinosaur evolution was more diverse and flexible than previously thought, with lineages capable of developing unexpected combinations of traits and body plans. This finding underscores the importance of continued fossil exploration and the potential for future discoveries to reshape our understanding of dinosaur evolution. Deinocheirus was a colossal member of the dinosaur world, towering over many of its contemporaries. This extraordinary creature stood at an impressive height of about 5 meters at the hip, making it one of the tallest known theropod dinosaurs. From snout to tail, Deinocheirus stretched to a length of around 11 meters, rivaling some of the largest carnivorous dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex in overall size. What truly set Deinocheirus apart was its massive build. Scientists estimate that this behemoth weighed approximately 6,300 kilograms, placing it among the heaviest known theropods. Its arms were particularly noteworthy, measuring an astonishing 2.5 meters in length, equipped with formidable claws that added to its imposing presence. Compared to other well-known dinosaurs, Deinocheirus was significantly larger than the famous Velociraptor, which was merely the size of a large turkey. It dwarfed even the mighty Allosaurus, a fearsome predator in its own right. While not quite as long as some of the largest sauropods like Giganotosaurus, Deinocheirus was still a giant among its theropod relatives. The discovery of Deinocheirus has reshaped our understanding of dinosaur diversity and evolution. Its unique combination of size and unusual features, including a duck-like bill and a sail-like structure on its back, make it stand out as one of the most remarkable and enigmatic dinosaurs ever unearthed. Deinocheirus was a truly massive dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. Based on fossil evidence and scientific analysis, paleontologists estimate that a full-grown Deinocheirus weighed around 6,000 to 7,000 kilograms. To put this into perspective, that is roughly equivalent to the weight of a large African elephant or a medium-sized school bus. This enormous weight was distributed across a body that stretched up to 11 meters in length, making Deinocheirus one of the largest ornithomimosaurs ever discovered. Its massive size would have made it a formidable presence in its prehistoric environment, likely deterring many potential predators. Despite its intimidating size, Deinocheirus was not a predator itself. Its weight and body structure suggest it was likely an omnivore, using its long arms and large claws to forage for plants, fish, and small animals. The discovery of Deinocheirus has significantly changed our understanding of the diversity and ecological roles of large dinosaurs in prehistoric ecosystems. Deinocheirus, a mysterious dinosaur known primarily from its enormous forelimbs, possessed arms that measured an astounding 8 feet in length. These massive limbs, longer than an average human is tall, were truly a remarkable feature that set this creature apart from its contemporaries. The sheer size of these arms made them notable, but their structure was equally fascinating. Equipped with large, curved claws, measuring nearly 10 inches long, these formidable appendages were unlike anything seen in other dinosaurs of the time. Scientists believe these powerful arms and claws were likely used for foraging, possibly digging for food or pulling down branches from trees. What made these arms even more intriguing was the contrast they presented with the rest of Deinocheirus's body. For many years, only the arms and a few other fragments were known to science, leading to wild speculation about the nature of the creature they belonged to. It was not until more complete fossils were discovered that researchers could piece together the full picture of this unusual dinosaur. The arms of Deinocheirus serve as a prime example of the diverse and often surprising adaptations that evolved in dinosaurs. They remind us that the prehistoric world was filled with creatures that often defy our expectations, pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible in animal anatomy and evolution. Deinocheirus, whose name means terrible hand, was a truly remarkable dinosaur with some of the most distinctive appendages in the fossil record. This massive ornithomimosaur, which lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago, possessed arms that were 8 feet long, making them among the longest of any known dinosaur. The hands of Deinocheirus featured 3 fingers, each ending in enormous curved claws that measured nearly 10 inches in length. These claws were not the sharp, predatory weapons seen in carnivorous dinosaurs, but rather more rounded and blunt. Scientists believe these unique hands were adapted for digging, pulling down branches, or perhaps sifting through shallow water for food. What made the claws of Deinocheirus particularly unusual was their combination of size and shape. Unlike the sickle-shaped claws of predatory dinosaurs or the flattened claws of herbivores, Deinocheirus had claws that were both massive and gently curved. This unusual morphology has led to much speculation about the dinosaur's lifestyle and feeding habits. The discovery of these extraordinary hands and claws initially puzzled paleontologists, as they were found in isolation from the rest of the skeleton. It took decades before more complete fossils were unearthed, allowing scientists to piece together a fuller picture of this bizarre and fascinating creature. The hands of Deinocheirus remain one of the most intriguing examples of specialized limb evolution in the dinosaur world. Deinocheirus stood out among theropod dinosaurs due to its unusual body proportions. This massive creature, whose name means terrible hand, sported arms that were 8 feet long, ending in enormous 3-fingered hands with sharp claws. These arms were significantly longer and more robust than those of most other theropods, giving Deinocheirus a distinctive appearance. Unlike many of its theropod relatives, Deinocheirus had a relatively small head compared to its body size. Its skull was elongated and duck-like, with a wide, flat beak that was likely used for foraging. This head shape contrasted sharply with the typically large, powerful jaws seen in many carnivorous theropods. The body of Deinocheirus was also unique. It had a barrel-shaped torso supported by thick, pillar-like legs. Its backbone featured tall neural spines, creating a distinctive sail-like structure along its back. This sail was another feature that set Deinocheirus apart from most other theropods. At the other end, Deinocheirus possessed a broad, fan-shaped tail that was unlike the long, stiffened tails of many other theropods. This tail structure, combined with its other unusual features, made Deinocheirus one of the most peculiar-looking dinosaurs ever discovered, challenging our understanding of theropod diversity and evolution. Deinocheirus, a colossal dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, possessed vertebrae that were truly extraordinary. These massive bones, forming the backbone of this enigmatic creature, exhibited several unusual features that set them apart from those of other dinosaurs. The vertebrae of Deinocheirus were remarkably tall and elongated, with neural spines that stretched high above the central body of each vertebra. This unique structure created a distinctive hump or sail along the dinosaur's back, potentially serving as a thermoregulatory mechanism or a display feature. Additionally, the vertebrae were highly pneumatized, meaning they contained numerous air spaces within the bone. This characteristic, while common in many dinosaurs, was particularly pronounced in Deinocheirus, making its bones surprisingly lightweight despite their immense size. Another peculiar aspect of Deinocheirus vertebrae was their complex system of ridges and grooves. These intricate structures likely provided additional support and attachment points for powerful muscles, allowing this massive animal to move its enormous body with greater ease. The vertebrae also featured unusually large openings for spinal nerves, suggesting that Deinocheirus may have had enhanced sensory capabilities or motor control. These distinctive vertebral features contribute to our understanding of Deinocheirus anatomy and lifestyle. They highlight the remarkable adaptations that evolved in this giant dinosaur, enabling it to thrive in its ancient environment despite its enormous size. Deinocheirus, a colossal dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, possessed a tail that stood out among its contemporaries. This remarkable appendage was notably different from those of many other dinosaurs living at the same time. The tail of Deinocheirus was relatively short and stocky compared to its overall body size. Unlike the long, whip-like tails of some theropod dinosaurs or the club-tip tails of ankylosaurs, the Deinocheirus tail was more compact and muscular. It featured a series of specialized vertebrae that were shorter and more robust than those found in many other dinosaur species. Interestingly, the tail of Deinocheirus bore a fan-like structure at its tip, formed by a cluster of tall neural spines. This unique feature, not commonly seen in other dinosaurs of its era, might have served multiple purposes. Scientists speculate that this tail fan could have been used for visual display, possibly during mating rituals, or as a means of intimidation against predators or rivals. The distinctive tail structure of Deinocheirus adds to our understanding of the diverse adaptations present in dinosaurs during the late Cretaceous. It showcases the remarkable variety of body plans that evolved to suit different ecological niches and lifestyles in the ancient world. Fossilized skin impressions have provided paleontologists with valuable insights into the appearance of Deinocheirus, a mysterious dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period. These rare and remarkable impressions reveal that Deinocheirus had a covering of small, non-overlapping scales across much of its body. The scales were similar in size and shape to those found on modern birds, suggesting a connection to its avian relatives. Interestingly, the skin impressions also show that Deinocheirus lacked larger, prominent scales or osteoderms that are common in many other dinosaur species. This absence of heavy armor indicates that Deinocheirus might have relied on other means of defense or camouflage. The texture of the skin appears to have been relatively smooth, which could have aided in thermoregulation or allowed for more efficient movement. Some areas of the fossilized skin show evidence of a denser covering, possibly indicating the presence of simple, filament-like structures. These structures might have been early precursors to feathers, though not as developed as those found in many other theropod dinosaurs. This mix of scale-like skin and potential proto-feathers paints a picture of Deinocheirus as a creature in transition, bridging the gap between more primitive dinosaurs and their avian descendants. The skin impressions, combined with skeletal remains, help scientists reconstruct a more complete image of Deinocheirus. They suggest an animal with a unique appearance, a large, bulky body covered in bird-like scales, possibly with areas of simple, feather-like structures, culminating in its famously long arms and claws. This combination of features makes Deinocheirus one of the most intriguing and unusual dinosaurs known to science. Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed a skull that stood out among other theropods in several remarkable ways. Its elongated snout was distinctly duck-like, with a wide, flat beak that was unlike the typical sharp-toothed maw of most carnivorous theropods. This unique skull shape suggests that Deinocheirus had a different dietary strategy compared to its more predatory relatives. The skull of Deinocheirus was also proportionally small relative to its enormous body size, which could reach lengths of up to 11 meters. This disproportionate scaling is uncommon among theropods and indicates a specialized adaptation. Another striking feature was the presence of a sail-like structure on the snout, formed by enlarged nasal bones. This sail might have served for display or thermoregulation, setting Deinocheirus apart from other theropods. Furthermore, the lower jaw of Deinocheirus exhibited a downward curve at its tip, a feature not typically seen in other theropod dinosaurs. This curvature, combined with the wide, flat beak, suggests that Deinocheirus may have been adapted for filter feeding or shoveling through sediment to find food rather than active predation. These distinctive skull characteristics of Deinocheirus challenge our understanding of theropod diversity and evolution. They demonstrate how certain lineages of these typically carnivorous dinosaurs adapted to fill unique ecological niches, developing specialized features that set them apart from their meat-eating relatives. Deinocheirus, a mysterious dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed a truly remarkable beak that set it apart from its contemporaries. This ancient creature, whose name means terrible hand, sported a wide, flat, duck-like bill that was entirely unexpected for its body type. The beak was toothless and elongated, stretching about 3 feet in length, giving the dinosaur an almost comical appearance. What made this beak particularly unusual was its contrast with the rest of Deinocheirus's body. While the creature was a massive, ostrich-like theropod standing at about 11 feet tall at the hips, its beak seemed more suited to a waterfowl. This incongruity puzzled paleontologists for decades after its initial discovery. The structure of the beak suggests that Deinocheirus was likely an omnivore, capable of feeding on both plants and small animals. Its wide, flat shape would have been ideal for scooping up plants from the bottom of shallow waters or sifting through mud for small prey. This adaptability in diet might explain how such a large animal survived in its ancient ecosystem. The peculiar beak of Deinocheirus serves as a reminder of the diverse and often surprising adaptations that evolved among dinosaurs. It challenges our preconceptions about what these ancient creatures looked like and how they lived, showcasing the incredible variety of life forms that once roamed our planet. Deinocheirus is a fascinating member of the dinosaur family tree, belonging to the group known as theropods. These were primarily carnivorous dinosaurs that walked on two legs. More specifically, Deinocheirus was part of the Ornithomimosaur family, often referred to as ostrich-like dinosaurs due to their long necks and legs. What makes Deinocheirus particularly intriguing is how it challenges our expectations of ornithomimosaurs. While most of its relatives were swift and lightly built, Deinocheirus was a giant among them. It lived during the late Cretaceous period, about 70 million years ago, in what is now Mongolia. For many years, Deinocheirus was a mystery to paleontologists. It was known only from a pair of enormous arms, each about 8 feet long, discovered in 1965. These massive limbs hinted at a creature unlike any other known dinosaur. It wasn't until 2014 that more complete fossils were found, revealing Deinocheirus to be a truly bizarre theropod. The full skeleton showed that Deinocheirus had a duck-like bill, a humped back, and relatively short legs for its size. These features set it apart from its ornithomimosaur relatives and suggest it had a unique lifestyle, possibly including a diet of both plants and small animals. This unusual combination of traits highlights the diverse evolutionary paths that dinosaurs could take, even within a single family group. Deinocheirus stands out as a unique and fascinating member of the Ornithomimosaur group. While it shares some characteristics with its relatives, this dinosaur also possesses several distinctive features that set it apart. Like other ornithomimosaurs, Deinocheirus had long arms and claws, a toothless beak, and an overall body plan reminiscent of modern ostriches. However, Deinocheirus was significantly larger than its cousins, reaching lengths of up to 11 meters and weighing as much as 6,600 kilograms. This makes it a true giant among ornithomimosaurs, dwarfing even the largest known Gallimimus specimens. One of the most striking differences between Deinocheirus and other ornithomimosaurs is its unusual skull shape. While most ornithomimosaurs had relatively small, sleek heads, Deinocheirus possessed a large, elongated skull with a wide, duck-like beak. This unique skull structure suggests that Deinocheirus may have had different feeding habits compared to its relatives, possibly adapting to a more diverse diet that included both plants and small animals. Another notable feature of Deinocheirus is the presence of a sail-like structure on its back, formed by tall neural spines on its vertebrae. This characteristic is not found in other ornithomimosaurs and may have served purposes such as thermoregulation or display. These distinctive traits, combined with its massive size, paint a picture of Deinocheirus as an evolutionary outlier within the ornithomimosaur family, showcasing the diverse forms that emerged within this group of dinosaurs. Deinocheirus, a colossal theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, shares several intriguing features with duck-billed dinosaurs, also known as hadrosaurs. Despite belonging to different dinosaur groups, these similarities highlight the fascinating convergent evolution in prehistoric creatures. One of the most striking resemblances is the broad, flat snout of Deinocheirus, reminiscent of the distinctive bill found in hadrosaurs. This adaptation likely served a similar purpose in both dinosaurs, allowing them to forage efficiently for plants and small aquatic organisms. The wide muzzle would have been excellent for scooping up vegetation and filtering food from water sources. Another shared characteristic is the presence of a toothless beak at the front of the mouth. Like duck-billed dinosaurs, Deinocheirus possessed a keratinous beak structure, ideal for cropping and processing plant material. This feature suggests that both dinosaurs had evolved similar feeding strategies, despite their different lineages. Interestingly, Deinocheirus also exhibited a large, round body and relatively small head in proportion to its body size, much like the body plan seen in many hadrosaurs. This body shape, combined with its long neck, allowed Deinocheirus to reach a variety of food sources, mirroring the versatile feeding habits of duck-billed dinosaurs. These shared features underscore the complex and often surprising relationships between different dinosaur species across millions of years of evolution. Deinocheirus, a colossal dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, has significantly altered our perception of theropod evolution. This unusual creature, whose name means terrible hand, was initially known only from its massive forearms, discovered in 1965. For decades, paleontologists could only speculate about its full appearance and lifestyle. Recent discoveries have revealed Deinocheirus to be a member of the Ornithomimosaur group, often called ostrich dinosaurs. However, it defies many of the characteristics typically associated with this group. While most ornithomimosaurs were swift and lightly built, Deinocheirus was a giant, weighing up to 6.5 metric tons and measuring 11 meters in length. The most striking feature of Deinocheirus is its unusual anatomy. It possessed a duck-like bill, a humped back, and stunted legs relative to its body size. These features suggest it was likely a slow-moving omnivore, challenging the notion that all theropods were agile predators. Its diet likely included both plants and small animals, as evidenced by fish remains and gastroliths found in its fossilized stomach contents. Deinocheirus demonstrates that theropod evolution was more diverse and complex than previously thought. It shows that even within well-established groups like ornithomimosaurs, there was potential for extreme specialization and divergence from the norm. This discovery underscores the importance of fossil evidence in reshaping our understanding of prehistoric life and the evolutionary pathways that led to the diversity of species we see today. Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand in Greek, was a fascinating dinosaur that has puzzled paleontologists for decades. This unusual theropod lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. Initially known only from its massive forearms, recent discoveries have shed more light on its appearance and evolutionary history. Scientists now believe Deinocheirus was part of the Ornithomimosaur group, often called ostrich dinosaurs, due to their resemblance to modern flightless birds. However, Deinocheirus evolved into a much larger and more robust form than its relatives. Theories suggest this unique evolutionary path may have been driven by its environment and dietary needs. One prevailing theory proposes that Deinocheirus adapted to a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Its wide, flat feet and duck-like snout support this idea, suggesting it might have waded in shallow waters, using its large claws to dig for food in muddy riverbeds. This adaptation could have allowed Deinocheirus to exploit a niche that other theropods could not, driving its distinct evolution. Another theory focuses on Deinocheirus's diverse diet. Unlike many theropods that were primarily carnivorous, evidence suggests Deinocheirus was an omnivore. Its unusual skull shape and small teeth indicate it might have fed on plants, fish, and small animals. This varied diet could have influenced its evolution, leading to its unique body plan and large size. As we continue to uncover more fossils and analyze existing specimens, our understanding of Deinocheirus's evolutionary journey will undoubtedly grow, revealing more about this enigmatic creature's place in dinosaur history. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, presents a unique challenge for paleontologists attempting to classify it within the dinosaur family tree. This enigmatic creature, whose name means terrible hand, was initially known only from its massive forelimbs, which measured an impressive 2.5 meters in length. These arms, tipped with sharp claws, suggested a fearsome predator, leading early researchers to classify Deinocheirus as a member of the carnivorous theropod group. However, the discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils in 2014 revealed a creature far different from what scientists had imagined. The new findings showed that Deinocheirus had a duck-like bill, a humped back, and relatively small teeth, features not typically associated with predatory dinosaurs. Its body structure indicated it was likely an omnivore, capable of browsing vegetation as well as catching small prey. These unexpected characteristics have made it challenging to place Deinocheirus within established dinosaur groups. While it shares some features with ornithomimosaurs, often called ostrich dinosaurs, its unique combination of traits sets it apart. The hump on its back, similar to that of some sauropods, and its large size compared to other ornithomimosaurs, further complicate its classification. The case of Deinocheirus highlights the complexity of dinosaur evolution and the limitations of classification based on partial remains. It serves as a reminder that the dinosaur world was filled with diverse and sometimes bizarre creatures that defy simple categorization, pushing paleontologists to continually refine their understanding of prehistoric life. Deinocheirus, the peculiar dinosaur with massive arms and claws, shares intriguing similarities with several other dinosaur species. Most notably, it belongs to the ornithomimosaur group, often called ostrich dinosaurs, due to their resemblance to modern flightless birds. Within this group, Deinocheirus has close relatives like Gallimimus and Struthiomimus, which also possessed long necks and limbs adapted for swift movement. However, Deinocheirus stands out from its ornithomimosaur cousins due to its much larger size and unique features. Its wide, duck-like bill is reminiscent of hadrosaurs, the duck-billed dinosaurs, suggesting a similar diet of soft vegetation. The hump on its back, formed by elongated neural spines, draws comparisons to other dinosaurs like Spinosaurus and Uranosaurus. Interestingly, the robust build and large claws of Deinocheirus also invite comparisons to Therizinosaurs, another group of unusual theropod dinosaurs. Both Deinocheirus and Therizinosaurs evolved from carnivorous ancestors but adapted to a more herbivorous lifestyle, developing similar features like broad bodies and large gut cavities for processing plant matter. These shared characteristics across different dinosaur groups highlight the fascinating ways evolution can produce similar adaptations in distantly related species, a phenomenon known as convergent evolution. Deinocheirus serves as a prime example of how dinosaurs could evolve to fill diverse ecological niches, combining traits from various lineages to create a truly unique creature. Deinocheirus, a remarkable dinosaur discovered in Mongolia, has significantly altered our understanding of dinosaur diversity and evolution. This unusual creature, whose name means terrible hand, was initially known only from its massive forearms, leading to decades of speculation about its appearance and lifestyle. Recent discoveries have revealed Deinocheirus to be a member of the ornithomimosaur group, but with unexpected features that challenge our preconceptions. Standing at about 11 meters long and weighing around 6,000 kilograms, it was far larger than its relatives. Its distinctive hump, duck-like bill, and wide hips paint a picture of a dinosaur unlike any we had imagined before. The study of Deinocheirus highlights the incredible variety within dinosaur groups. It shows that even within well-known families, there can be surprising outliers that push the boundaries of our understanding. This dinosaur's unique combination of features, including its large size, hump, and specialized feeding adaptations, demonstrates that evolution can produce unexpected results. Furthermore, Deinocheirus serves as a reminder that our knowledge of prehistoric life is far from complete. Its discovery underscores the importance of continued paleontological research and the potential for new finds to dramatically reshape our understanding of dinosaur diversity and the complex ecosystems of the Mesozoic era. Deinocheirus, a genus of large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, provides fascinating insights into convergent evolution among dinosaurs. This unusual creature, whose name means terrible hand, showcases how different lineages of dinosaurs independently evolved similar traits to adapt to specific ecological niches. The most striking feature of Deinocheirus was its size. Unlike its smaller ornithomimosaur relatives, Deinocheirus grew to be massive, reaching lengths of up to 11 meters. This gigantism is an example of convergent evolution with other large herbivorous dinosaurs, such as sauropods and hadrosaurs, which also evolved to be enormous in size. Interestingly, Deinocheirus developed a duck-like bill, similar to those found in hadrosaurs. This convergence suggests that both groups evolved comparable feeding mechanisms to exploit similar food sources, likely aquatic plants and small animals. The development of these similar structures in unrelated dinosaur groups demonstrates how environmental pressures can shape anatomical features across different lineages. Furthermore, Deinocheirus possessed a sail-like structure on its back, reminiscent of those found in other unrelated dinosaurs like Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus. While the exact function of these structures remains debated, their independent evolution in various dinosaur groups points to potential shared advantages, such as thermoregulation or display. Deinocheirus thus serves as a remarkable example of how diverse dinosaur species could evolve similar traits to meet the challenges of their environments, highlighting the power of convergent evolution in shaping the prehistoric world. Deinocheirus, a peculiar dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, has significantly altered our perception of dinosaur adaptations. This massive ornithomimosaur, with its elongated arms and large claws, challenges previous notions about the diversity of theropod body plans. The discovery of complete Deinocheirus fossils revealed a creature with an unexpected combination of features. Its duck-like bill, humped back, and wide hips paint a picture of a dinosaur adapted for a semi-aquatic lifestyle, possibly feeding on small animals and plants in shallow waters. This challenges the idea that all large theropods were primarily land-dwelling predators. Furthermore, Deinocheirus demonstrates how evolution can produce seemingly improbable body shapes. Its massive size, estimated at 11 meters in length, coupled with its unusual proportions, shows that dinosaurs could evolve into forms far more diverse than previously imagined. This realization has prompted paleontologists to reconsider the potential range of adaptations in other dinosaur groups. The existence of Deinocheirus also highlights the importance of complete fossil specimens in understanding extinct animals. For decades, only its giant arms were known, leading to wild speculation about its appearance and lifestyle. The full fossils revealed a creature far different from early reconstructions, reminding us to be cautious in our interpretations of fragmentary remains. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, likely inhabited a diverse ecosystem that included both terrestrial and aquatic environments. Fossil evidence suggests that this unusual theropod lived in a lush, subtropical region with abundant water sources such as rivers, lakes, and swamps. The environment of Deinocheirus was probably characterized by dense forests and open floodplains. This varied landscape provided a rich array of food sources for the dinosaur, which is believed to have been an omnivore. Its habitat would have supported a wide variety of plant life, including ferns, conifers, and early flowering plants, as well as numerous animal species. Recent discoveries have shed light on the dietary habits of Deinocheirus, indicating that it consumed both plants and small animals. Fish vertebrae found in the stomach region of one specimen suggest that these dinosaurs spent time in or near water, possibly using their large claws to catch aquatic prey or dig for plants in soft, muddy areas. The subtropical climate during the time of Deinocheirus would have been warm and humid, with seasonal variations in rainfall. This environment allowed for the growth of lush vegetation, supporting a complex ecosystem in which Deinocheirus played a unique role as a large, omnivorous theropod. During the late Cretaceous period, when Deinocheirus walked the Earth approximately 70 million years ago, the climate was markedly different from what we experience today. The world was significantly warmer, with global temperatures estimated to be several degrees higher than our current climate. This warmth extended even to polar regions, resulting in a lack of permanent ice caps. The atmosphere contained higher levels of carbon dioxide, contributing to a strong greenhouse effect. This created lush tropical conditions across much of the planet, including areas that are now temperate or even Arctic. The land that would become modern Mongolia, where Deinocheirus fossils have been found, was a warm, humid environment with abundant vegetation and numerous rivers and lakes. Seasonal variations existed, but they were less extreme than in our current climate. Winters were mild and summers were hot and humid. This consistent warmth and moisture supported diverse ecosystems, providing ample food and habitat for large dinosaurs like Deinocheirus. The abundant plant life and stable climate allowed for the evolution of many large herbivorous dinosaurs, which in turn supported predators and omnivores. Deinocheirus, with its diverse diet and large size, was well adapted to thrive in this rich, productive environment of the late Cretaceous world. The habitat of Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived approximately 70 million years ago, was vastly different from the landscapes we see today. During the late Cretaceous period, the area where Deinocheirus fossils have been found, in what is now Mongolia, was a lush and verdant environment. Unlike the arid Gobi Desert of present-day Mongolia, Deinocheirus roamed through a network of rivers, lakes, and floodplains. The climate was much warmer and more humid, supporting a diverse ecosystem of plants and animals. Coniferous and deciduous forests dotted the landscape, providing ample vegetation for herbivorous dinosaurs. The rivers that crisscrossed the region were lined with dense stands of trees and other plants, creating gallery forests that offered shelter and food for various creatures. These waterways were home to fish, turtles, and crocodiles, while the surrounding lands teemed with a variety of dinosaurs, including hadrosaurs, sauropods, and predatory theropods. This rich, productive environment was a far cry from the sparse, dry landscapes of modern Mongolia. The transformation from a lush, subtropical realm to today's desert expanse highlights the dramatic changes our planet has undergone over millions of years, shaped by shifting climates, tectonic movements, and the inexorable march of time. Deinocheirus lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago, in what is now Mongolia. This unusual dinosaur shared its environment with a diverse array of prehistoric creatures. Among its contemporaries were the fearsome Tarbosaurus, a close relative of Tyrannosaurus rex and one of the apex predators of the region. Velociraptor, made famous by popular media, also stalked the same landscapes as Deinocheirus. The ecosystem was rich with other dinosaur species. Protoceratops, a sheep-sized relative of Triceratops, was common in the area. Various types of hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs, roamed in herds, while different species of sauropods, the long-necked giants, browsed on the vegetation. Smaller dinosaurs like the ostrich-like Gallimimus and the dome-headed Prehistoric added to the diversity. Beyond dinosaurs, the skies were patrolled by pterosaurs, flying reptiles that included species with wingspans of several meters. In the waters, various fish species swam alongside aquatic reptiles such as plesiosaurs and mosasaurs. On land, early mammals scurried about, though they were generally small and likely nocturnal to avoid predation. This vibrant ecosystem also supported a wide variety of plant life, including conifers, ginkgos, and early flowering plants. The presence of these diverse flora and fauna paints a picture of a complex and thriving prehistoric world in which Deinocheirus played its unique role. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, possessed a unique set of adaptations that allowed it to thrive in its ancient environment. This peculiar creature, whose name means terrible hand, had an unusual body plan that combined features from different dinosaur groups. One of its most striking adaptations was its enormous arms, which measured up to 8 feet in length. These powerful limbs, equipped with large claws, were likely used for foraging and gathering food from both land and water sources. This versatility in feeding behavior suggests that Deinocheirus was well suited to exploit various food resources in its ecosystem. The dinosaur also had a duck-like bill, similar to those found in hadrosaurs. This broad, flat snout was ideal for sifting through water and vegetation, allowing Deinocheirus to consume a wide variety of plant matter and small aquatic organisms. Such dietary flexibility would have been advantageous in an environment where food sources might have varied seasonally or geographically. Recent fossil discoveries have revealed that Deinocheirus had a sail-like structure on its back, formed by elongated neural spines. While the exact function of this sail remains debated, it may have played a role in thermoregulation or served as a display feature for communication with other members of its species. These adaptations collectively paint a picture of a highly specialized dinosaur that was well equipped to navigate and exploit the diverse ecosystems of prehistoric Asia. Fossil evidence from the Nemegt Formation in Mongolia, where Deinocheirus remains were discovered, provides insights into the plants that existed in its ecosystem during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. The environment was characterized by a lush subtropical climate with diverse vegetation. Paleobotanical studies have revealed the presence of various plant groups in this ancient ecosystem. Coniferous trees, including relatives of modern pines and cypresses, were abundant, forming extensive forests. Alongside these, there were early flowering plants, or angiosperms, which were becoming increasingly diverse during this time. Fossil leaves and pollen grains indicate the existence of deciduous trees similar to modern beeches and oaks. Ferns and horsetails were also common, growing in the understory of forests and along riverbanks. Palm-like plants and cycads, ancient seed plants with frond-like leaves, added to the diversity of the flora. The presence of these plant types suggests a complex ecosystem with varied habitats, including forests, open woodlands, and riparian areas along rivers and streams. This diverse plant life would have provided ample food sources for herbivorous dinosaurs like Deinocheirus, as well as shelter and nesting sites for a wide range of animal species. Deinocheirus, the large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, likely adapted its behavior to seasonal changes in its environment. As the seasons shifted, this massive creature would have faced varying challenges and opportunities. During warmer months, Deinocheirus probably took advantage of abundant vegetation and increased insect activity. Its wide, duck-like bill was well suited for grazing on plants and sifting through shallow water for small aquatic prey. The longer days and milder temperatures may have allowed for extended foraging periods, helping Deinocheirus build up fat reserves for leaner times. As colder seasons approached, Deinocheirus might have altered its diet and behavior. With reduced plant growth and fewer insects, it may have relied more heavily on any available fruits, nuts, or hardy vegetation. The changing weather might have prompted migrations to more favorable areas, following food sources or seeking shelter in forested regions. The seasonal cycle likely influenced Deinocheirus's breeding patterns as well. Like many modern animals, it may have timed reproduction to coincide with periods of resource abundance, ensuring better survival chances for its offspring. These adaptations to seasonal changes would have been crucial for the success of Deinocheirus as a species in the dynamic ecosystems of the late Cretaceous world. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, likely played a significant role in its ecosystem as an omnivore. This unusual creature, with its long arms and duck-like bill, was well adapted to a variety of food sources. Its large size, estimated at up to 11 meters in length, suggests it was a dominant presence in its environment. Recent fossil evidence indicates that Deinocheirus had a diverse diet. Its broad, flat beak was suited for grazing on plants, while its robust claws could have been used to dig for roots or invertebrates in the soil. Additionally, fish scales found in the stomach region of one specimen suggest that it may have waded in shallow waters to catch aquatic prey. As a large omnivore, Deinocheirus would have played a crucial role in shaping plant communities through its grazing habits. It may have acted as a seed disperser, helping to spread plant species across its range. Its ability to consume both plants and animals would have made it an important link in the food web, potentially influencing the populations of smaller creatures and vegetation alike. The unique adaptations of Deinocheirus likely allowed it to occupy a niche that few other dinosaurs could fill. Its size would have deterred most predators, while its varied diet enabled it to thrive in different habitats. This versatility suggests that Deinocheirus was a key player in maintaining the balance of its ecosystem, influencing both plant and animal life in its prehistoric world. The habitat of Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, played a crucial role in shaping its unique features. This remarkable creature inhabited the lush river deltas and floodplains of what is now Mongolia, an environment that was quite different from the arid Gobi Desert we see today. The rich aquatic ecosystem provided an abundance of food sources, including fish, plants, and small animals. This diverse diet likely influenced the development of Deinocheirus's unusual skull and beak, which were adapted for a variety of feeding strategies. Its broad, duck-like snout was well suited for scooping up aquatic vegetation and filtering small prey from the water. The marshy terrain of its habitat also contributed to the evolution of Deinocheirus's wide, flat feet. These adaptations allowed it to navigate soft, muddy ground without sinking, much like modern wading birds. Additionally, its long arms and large claws may have been useful for reaching into the water to catch fish or dig for buried food items in the soft sediment. The warm, humid climate of the region during the late Cretaceous period supported lush vegetation, which in turn allowed Deinocheirus to grow to its impressive size. This environment provided ample food and water, enabling the evolution of one of the largest ornithomimosaurs known to science. Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, faced numerous environmental challenges throughout its existence. One significant factor that likely affected Deinocheirus was the gradual cooling of the global climate during this time. As temperatures dropped, the lush forests and abundant vegetation that Deinocheirus relied on for food began to change, potentially altering its habitat and food sources. Severe droughts were another environmental challenge that Deinocheirus might have encountered. These prolonged dry periods could have led to the drying up of rivers and lakes, reducing the availability of fish and aquatic plants that made up part of its diet. Such droughts would have also impacted the growth of terrestrial vegetation, further limiting food resources for this large dinosaur. Volcanic activity was prevalent during the late Cretaceous, and Deinocheirus likely experienced the effects of volcanic eruptions. These events could have released large amounts of ash and gases into the atmosphere, temporarily altering the climate and potentially causing respiratory issues for the dinosaurs. The ashfall might have also damaged or destroyed vegetation, disrupting the food chain and affecting Deinocheirus's survival. Lastly, the Cretaceous period was known for its fluctuating sea levels. These changes could have altered coastlines and inland waterways, potentially fragmenting Deinocheirus's habitat or forcing migrations to new areas. Such geographical changes would have presented additional challenges for this large dinosaur as it adapted to new environments and competed with other species for resources. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, had a diverse diet that reflected its unique adaptations. This enormous theropod, whose name means terrible hand, was not the fierce predator one might expect from its imposing claws. Instead, recent fossil evidence suggests that Deinocheirus was an omnivore with a varied palate. The creature's broad, duck-like bill was well suited for grazing on plants and sifting through water for small aquatic organisms. Its teeth, relatively small and numerous, were more adapted for processing vegetation than tearing flesh. Scientists have found fossilized stomach contents that include fish remains, indicating that Deinocheirus likely waded in shallow waters to catch its aquatic prey. plant matter also made up a significant portion of its diet. Gastroliths, or stomach stones, found with Deinocheirus fossils suggest that it consumed tough plant material which needed to be ground up in its digestive system. These stones would have helped break down fibrous plants, much like those found in modern birds. This dietary flexibility likely allowed Deinocheirus to thrive in its ancient ecosystem, taking advantage of various food sources as they became available. Its ability to consume both plants and animals would have been a significant advantage, especially during times when one food source might have been scarce. Scientists uncover the diet of Deinocheirus through a combination of fossil evidence and anatomical analysis. The most direct clues come from fossilized stomach contents found within Deinocheirus remains. These preserved remnants provide a snapshot of the creature's last meals, offering tangible evidence of its dietary habits. Careful examination of Deinocheirus' skull and teeth structures also yields valuable insights. The shape and arrangement of teeth can indicate whether an animal was suited for tearing meat, grinding plant material, or a combination of both. In the case of Deinocheirus, its broad, duck-like bill and small teeth suggest it was not a specialized predator, but more likely an omnivore. Further evidence comes from the study of Deinocheirus' arm and hand bones. The long arms and large claws were once thought to be weapons for hunting, but closer analysis reveals they were more suited for foraging and gathering food. This supports the theory that Deinocheirus had a varied diet that included both plants and small animals. By combining these lines of evidence, scientists conclude that Deinocheirus was likely an opportunistic feeder. Its diet probably consisted of plants, fish, and small animals, allowing it to adapt to various food sources in its environment. This diverse diet may have been key to the survival of such a large creature in the ecosystems of ancient Mongolia. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed several unique adaptations for feeding. Its most striking feature was an enormous pair of arms, measuring up to 8 feet in length, tipped with large, curved claws. These powerful limbs were likely used to dig for food and pull down branches, allowing Deinocheirus to access a variety of food sources. The skull of Deinocheirus provides further clues about its feeding habits. It had a wide, duck-like bill that was toothless and equipped with a hooked tip. This unusual mouth structure suggests that Deinocheirus may have been an omnivore, capable of consuming both plants and small animals. The broad bill would have been effective for scooping up aquatic vegetation and small prey from shallow waters. Interestingly, Deinocheirus also had a specialized throat pouch similar to that of a pelican. This adaptation would have allowed it to hold and filter large amounts of water, potentially catching fish or other aquatic organisms. Additionally, its long neck provided the flexibility to reach a variety of food sources, both on land and in water. These diverse feeding adaptations indicate that Deinocheirus was a highly versatile eater, able to thrive in different environments and adapt to changing food availability. Its unique combination of features made it a remarkable and successful creature in the diverse ecosystems of the late Cretaceous world. Deinocheirus, a peculiar dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed a remarkable beak that played a crucial role in its feeding process. This massive creature, whose name means terrible hand, had a long duck-like bill that was both wide and flat. The beak was toothless, similar to modern birds, but much larger and more robust. The unique structure of Deinocheirus's beak allowed it to be an opportunistic feeder, capable of consuming a variety of food sources. Its wide, flat shape was ideal for scooping up aquatic vegetation, small fish, and invertebrates from shallow waters. The edges of the beak were slightly serrated, which helped the dinosaur grip slippery prey and strip leaves from plants. Interestingly, Deinocheirus also had a small notch at the tip of its upper beak. This feature likely aided in manipulating food items with greater precision. The dinosaur could use this notch to pluck specific plants or capture small animals more effectively. Fossil evidence suggests that Deinocheirus's beak worked in conjunction with its long arms and large claws. These appendages could have been used to dig for roots or overturn logs in search of insects, while the beak then gathered and processed the exposed food. This combination of features made Deinocheirus a highly adaptable feeder, capable of thriving in diverse environments and exploiting various food sources. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed remarkably long arms that stretched up to 8 feet in length. These extraordinary limbs played a crucial role in the creature's feeding habits. Paleontologists believe that Deinocheirus used its powerful arms and large claws to dig into the ground and rip up vegetation, allowing it to access buried plant material and small animals. The long arms also likely enabled Deinocheirus to reach high into trees, pulling down branches and leaves that would have been out of reach for many other dinosaurs. This adaptation allowed it to exploit food sources that were inaccessible to its competitors, giving it a significant advantage in its ecosystem. Furthermore, the robust build of these arms suggests that Deinocheirus could have used them to defend itself against predators or to catch and hold on to prey. Some scientists speculate that it might have used its arms to probe shallow waters for fish or other aquatic organisms, expanding its dietary options even further. While the exact feeding behavior of Deinocheirus is still a subject of ongoing research, the unique structure of its arms undoubtedly played a pivotal role in its survival strategy. These adaptations allowed this unusual dinosaur to thrive in its ancient environment, showcasing the incredible diversity of prehistoric life. The discovery of Deinocheirus fossils has indeed revealed some intriguing contents in the stomach region. Paleontologists examining the remains of this massive dinosaur found an assortment of unusual items that provide valuable insights into its diet and behavior. Among the most notable findings were numerous small stones known as gastroliths. These stones are believed to have been intentionally swallowed by Deinocheirus to aid in the grinding and breakdown of food in its digestive system. This suggests that the creature had a diet that required additional processing, possibly including tough plant material. Remarkably, scientists also uncovered fish remains within the stomach area. This discovery was particularly surprising, as it indicates that Deinocheirus, despite its enormous size and peculiar physical features, was capable of catching and consuming aquatic prey. The presence of fish fossils alongside plant material suggests that this dinosaur had a varied diet, incorporating both plant matter and meat. Furthermore, traces of plant material were found, including seeds and other vegetation. This combination of plant and animal remains paints a picture of Deinocheirus as an opportunistic omnivore, capable of adapting its diet to available food sources in its environment. These stomach contents have greatly expanded our understanding of the lifestyle and ecological role of this fascinating prehistoric creature. Deinocheirus, a massive theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, had a diet that differed significantly from many of its carnivorous relatives. Unlike typical theropods that were primarily meat-eaters, Deinocheirus was likely an omnivore, consuming both plants and animals. Recent fossil evidence, including stomach contents, suggests that Deinocheirus had a varied diet. It fed on fish, as indicated by fish remains found in its fossilized stomach. Plant material was also present, implying that Deinocheirus consumed vegetation as well. This dietary flexibility set it apart from many other large theropods of its time, such as Tyrannosaurus rex or Allosaurus, which were predominantly carnivorous. The unique skull structure of Deinocheirus provides further clues about its eating habits. Its wide, duck-like bill was well suited for grazing on plants and sifting through water for small prey. This adaptation allowed Deinocheirus to exploit food sources that were unavailable to other large theropods, giving it a distinct ecological niche. This diverse diet of Deinocheirus challenges our traditional view of theropod dinosaurs as purely carnivorous animals. It demonstrates that even within the theropod group, there was significant variation in feeding strategies and ecological roles during the late Cretaceous period. Deinocheirus, A mysterious dinosaur known from limited fossil remains has sparked considerable debate about its feeding behavior. Recent discoveries have shed new light on this enigmatic creature, revealing a combination of features that suggest a complex and varied diet. One prominent theory proposes that Deinocheirus was primarily a filter feeder. This idea is supported by the presence of a wide, duck-like bill and a specialized throat pouch. Scientists believe these adaptations allowed Deinocheirus to scoop up water and filter out small aquatic organisms, similar to modern flamingos or ducks. Another hypothesis suggests that Deinocheirus was an omnivore, capable of consuming both plants and small animals. This theory is based on the discovery of fish remains and gastroliths, or stomach stones, in the abdominal region of fossil specimens. The gastroliths may have aided in grinding plant material, while the ability to catch fish indicates a degree of predatory behavior. Some researchers propose that Deinocheirus used its large claws to dig for roots and tubers or to strip bark from trees. This feeding strategy would have allowed it to access food sources that were unavailable to many other dinosaurs of its time. The combination of these various feeding adaptations suggests that Deinocheirus was a highly versatile forager, able to thrive in diverse environments by exploiting a wide range of food sources. Deinocheirus, the massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur that roamed prehistoric Asia, likely adapted its diet to the changing seasons. During warmer months, this unusual theropod probably focused on lush vegetation, using its large claws and duck-like bill to browse on leaves, shoots, and fruits from trees and shrubs. Its powerful arms could have helped it reach higher branches, accessing food sources unavailable to other herbivores. As seasons shifted, Deinocheirus might have turned to different food sources. In drier periods, it could have used its robust snout to dig for roots, tubers, and underground plant parts rich in nutrients and moisture. This behavior would have helped it survive when surface vegetation became scarce. Interestingly, evidence suggests that Deinocheirus did not limit itself to plant matter. Fossilized remains indicate it also consumed fish, implying that it might have waded into shallow waters during certain times of the year to supplement its diet. This opportunistic feeding strategy would have been particularly valuable during leaner seasons when plant food was less abundant. The seasonal variation in Deinocheirus's diet showcases the remarkable adaptability of this enigmatic dinosaur. Its diverse feeding habits likely played a crucial role in its survival, allowing it to thrive in changing environmental conditions across the seasons of the late Cretaceous period. Deinocheirus, the massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur that roamed Asia during the late Cretaceous period, likely had a significant impact on its local plant life. This unusual creature, with its 8-meter length and distinctive long arms, was a herbivore with a duck-like bill perfectly adapted for browsing vegetation. Given its enormous size, Deinocheirus would have required substantial amounts of plant matter to sustain itself. Its broad, flat beak suggests it was a generalist feeder, capable of consuming a wide variety of plant types. This diverse diet would have influenced the composition and distribution of plant species in its habitat. As a large herbivore, Deinocheirus probably acted as a seed disperser, helping to spread plant species across its range. Seeds passing through its digestive system would be deposited in new locations, potentially altering the plant community structure over time. Additionally, its feeding habits likely involved breaking branches and stripping leaves, which could have promoted new growth and altered the physical structure of the plant communities. The presence of such a large herbivore would also have influenced plant evolution. Plants might have developed defensive mechanisms, such as tougher leaves or chemical deterrents, to avoid being consumed by Deinocheirus and similar large herbivores. This ongoing evolutionary arms race between plants and herbivores has been a driving force in shaping ecosystems throughout Earth's history. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, offers intriguing clues about its behavior through its unique physical features. This enormous theropod, whose name means terrible hand, possessed a distinctive set of adaptations that suggest a complex lifestyle. The most striking feature of Deinocheirus was its elongated arms, ending in massive curved claws. These formidable appendages were likely used for gathering vegetation and digging for food, indicating an omnivorous diet. This inference is supported by the discovery of fish remains and plant matter in fossilized stomach contents, suggesting Deinocheirus was an opportunistic feeder capable of exploiting various food sources. The dinosaur's broad, duck-like bill and weak teeth further reinforce the idea of a diverse diet. These features would have been well suited for grazing on soft vegetation and sifting through shallow water for small prey, much like modern-day ducks. Additionally, Deinocheirus had a large, humped back formed by elongated neural spines, which might have supported a fatty hump for energy storage, implying it could survive periods of food scarcity. Deinocheirus's robust hind limbs and wide stance suggest it was not built for speed, but rather for stability and endurance. This body structure, combined with its varied diet, paints a picture of a slow-moving, adaptable creature that could thrive in diverse environments, from forests to wetlands, showcasing the remarkable adaptability of dinosaurs during the Cretaceous period. Deinocheirus, the enigmatic dinosaur whose name means terrible hand, has long puzzled paleontologists due to the scarcity of fossil evidence. Recent discoveries have shed new light on this fascinating creature, including clues about its social behavior. Evidence suggests that Deinocheirus might have exhibited some degree of social behavior, potentially living in small groups rather than as a completely solitary creature. This hypothesis is based on fossil discoveries where multiple Deinocheirus specimens were found in relatively close proximity to one another. The environment in which Deinocheirus lived also supports the idea of group living. These dinosaurs inhabited lush, resource-rich areas near rivers and lakes, which could have supported multiple individuals in the same vicinity. Such environments often encourage social behavior in modern animals, as it can provide benefits like increased protection from predators and more efficient foraging. However, it is important to note that Deinocheirus was likely not a highly social animal, forming large herds like some herbivorous dinosaurs. Instead, it may have gathered in loose associations or small family groups, similar to some modern large omnivores like bears. This social structure would have allowed for some interaction while still maintaining a degree of independence. Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed remarkably long and powerful arms that have puzzled paleontologists for decades. While their primary function was likely for foraging and feeding, these impressive limbs may have also played a role in social interactions among these ancient creatures. One possibility is that Deinocheirus used its large arms in courtship displays. Males might have flexed or stretched their arms to appear larger and more impressive to potential mates. This behavior is seen in many modern animals, where size and strength are often key factors in attracting partners. Another potential social use for these arms could have been in establishing dominance within herds or defending territory. Deinocheirus might have engaged in pushing contests, using their formidable arms to shove rivals or intruders away. This behavior is observed in some present-day animals, such as deer using their antlers in similar contests. It is also conceivable that these arms played a role in parental care. Adult Deinocheirus might have used their long limbs to protect their young, either by shielding them from predators or by helping to gather food for them. While speculative, this idea aligns with the nurturing behaviors seen in many modern animals, including some dinosaur species known to care for their offspring. Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, likely produced a range of vocalizations to communicate with others of its species. While we cannot know for certain what sounds this ancient creature made, paleontologists and biologists can make educated guesses based on its anatomy and comparisons with modern animals. Given its size and the structure of its skull, Deinocheirus might have been capable of producing low-frequency rumbles or bellows, similar to those made by modern large herbivores like elephants or bison. These deep, resonant calls could have traveled long distances, allowing Deinocheirus to communicate with others across the prehistoric landscapes it inhabited. Additionally, Deinocheirus may have been able to create higher-pitched vocalizations for more immediate communication. These could have included grunts, snorts, or even whistles produced by forcing air through its nasal passages or throat. Such sounds might have been used for expressing different emotions, warning of danger, or during courtship rituals. It is also possible that Deinocheirus used non-vocal sounds as part of its communication repertoire. This could have involved clapping its beak, stomping its feet, or even using its large claws to create percussive sounds against trees or the ground. These various methods of sound production would have allowed Deinocheirus to convey a wide range of messages to its fellow species members in the diverse environments of prehistoric Asia. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur that roamed the Earth around 70 million years ago, had several unique features that likely aided in its defense against predators. Standing at about 11 meters long and weighing up to 6,000 kilograms, its sheer size alone would have deterred many potential attackers. One of the most striking features of Deinocheirus was its enormous arms, measuring about 2.5 meters in length. These powerful limbs ended in large, curved claws that could have been used to swipe at or grapple with predators. The dinosaur's long neck and small head allowed it to survey its surroundings, potentially spotting threats from a distance. Deinocheirus also possessed a sail-like structure on its back, formed by elongated neural spines. While the primary function of this sail remains debated, it could have made the dinosaur appear even larger when facing a predator, possibly intimidating would-be attackers. Additionally, the sail might have played a role in thermoregulation, helping Deinocheirus maintain its energy levels for fight or flight responses. Although Deinocheirus was likely an omnivore and not primarily a predator itself, its large size and unique physical attributes would have made it a formidable opponent. Its ability to defend itself, combined with its diverse diet, likely contributed to its survival in the challenging ecosystems of the late Cretaceous period. Unfortunately, we have very limited direct evidence about the mating habits of Deinocheirus, the massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived approximately 70 million years ago. Paleontologists have not yet discovered fossils that clearly show mating behavior or reproductive organs for this species. However, we can make some educated guesses based on what we know about related dinosaurs and modern birds. Like many dinosaurs, Deinocheirus likely engaged in seasonal mating. This behavior is common among large animals living in environments with distinct seasons. They may have gathered in specific areas for courtship displays, similar to how some modern birds have breeding grounds. The unusual physical features of Deinocheirus, such as its sail-like structure on its back and long arms, might have played a role in mating rituals. These could have been used in visual displays to attract mates or establish dominance among rivals. However, without more fossil evidence, these ideas remain speculative. It's also possible that Deinocheirus exhibited some form of parental care, as this behavior has been observed in fossilized remains of other dinosaur species. This could have involved protecting nests or caring for young after hatching. As we continue to uncover more fossils and apply new technologies to study them, we may gain clearer insights into the mating habits of this fascinating prehistoric creature. Deinocheirus, the large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, likely exhibited parental care behaviors similar to other theropod dinosaurs. Based on evidence from related species, we can infer that Deinocheirus probably constructed nests and guarded its eggs. The female may have laid a clutch of eggs in a shallow depression on the ground, possibly covered with vegetation for camouflage and temperature regulation. Once the eggs hatched, Deinocheirus parents might have provided food for their young, bringing small prey items or regurgitating partially digested food. This behavior is observed in many modern birds, which are descendants of theropod dinosaurs. The long arms and large claws of Deinocheirus could have been useful for gathering food and protecting the young from predators. As herbivores or omnivores, adult Deinocheirus might have led their offspring to feeding grounds, teaching them to forage for plants, small animals, and aquatic organisms. The parents likely stayed with their young for an extended period, offering protection and guidance until the juveniles were capable of fending for themselves. It is important to note that while these behaviors are speculative, they are based on our understanding of related dinosaur species and modern avian relatives. Further fossil discoveries, particularly of Deinocheirus nests or juveniles, would provide more concrete evidence of their parental care strategies. Deinocheirus, the massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur that roamed prehistoric Mongolia, has long puzzled paleontologists. While direct evidence of its daily routines remains elusive, scientists have developed several theories based on its unusual physical features and the environment it inhabited. One prevailing theory suggests that Deinocheirus spent a significant portion of its day foraging for food. Its broad, duck-like bill and weak teeth indicate it was likely an omnivore, feeding on both plants and small animals. Paleontologists speculate that it may have used its long arms and large claws to dig for roots and tubers, or to sift through shallow water for aquatic plants and small creatures. Another hypothesis proposes that Deinocheirus engaged in frequent bathing or wallowing behaviors. This idea stems from the discovery of Deinocheirus fossils near ancient river systems. Scientists believe it may have spent time in the water to regulate its body temperature or to rid itself of parasites, much like modern elephants do. Some researchers theorize that Deinocheirus might have been a primarily nocturnal creature. This speculation is based on its relatively small eyes compared to its massive body size, which could suggest an adaptation for low-light conditions. If this theory holds true, Deinocheirus may have spent its days resting in shaded areas and become more active during cooler nighttime hours. Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, has intrigued paleontologists since its discovery. When considering its intelligence, we must rely on indirect evidence and comparisons with related species. Based on its brain size relative to body size, Deinocheirus likely had average intelligence for a dinosaur of its time. Its brain was proportionally smaller than those of smaller, more agile theropods, but larger than those of many herbivorous dinosaurs. This suggests Deinocheirus possessed cognitive abilities suitable for its lifestyle, which included foraging for plants and small animals. Compared to its closer relatives in the ornithomimosaur group, Deinocheirus probably had similar cognitive capabilities. These dinosaurs are often considered relatively intelligent among their contemporaries, with good sensory perception and the ability to process environmental information effectively. While not reaching the intelligence levels of some smaller theropods or modern birds, Deinocheirus was likely more cognitively advanced than many of the large herbivorous dinosaurs that shared its ecosystem. Its intelligence would have been sufficient for survival, allowing it to find food, avoid predators, and potentially engage in simple social behaviors. Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, likely played a significant role in intraspecies competition due to its unique characteristics and size. Standing at about 11 meters long and weighing around 6,000 kilograms, Deinocheirus was an imposing figure in its ecosystem. The enormous claws on its forearms, measuring up to 1 meter in length, could have been used in competitive displays or even physical confrontations with other members of its species. These impressive appendages might have served as visual signals of strength and dominance, potentially influencing mating opportunities or territorial disputes. Deinocheirus also possessed a large, duck-like bill and a humped back, features that set it apart from other ornithomimosaurs. These adaptations suggest a diverse diet, including both plants and small animals. In terms of intraspecies competition, individuals with more effective feeding strategies or access to better food sources would have had an advantage in survival and reproduction. The sheer size of Deinocheirus would have required substantial resources to maintain, potentially leading to intense competition for food and territory among members of the species. Larger or more dominant individuals might have had priority access to the best feeding grounds, water sources, or nesting sites, creating a hierarchy within the population and driving evolutionary adaptations over time. The first Deinocheirus fossils were discovered in 1965 during a joint Polish-Mongolian paleontological expedition to the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. The expedition was led by Polish paleontologist Zofia Kielin-Jaworowska, a renowned expert in Mesozoic mammals. The team unearthed a pair of enormous fossilized arms, each measuring about 2.5 meters long, along with a few other bone fragments. These fossils were found in the Nemegt Formation, a rich source of late Cretaceous dinosaur remains. The discovery was significant because it represented the largest arms of any known bipedal dinosaur at that time. The name Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand in Greek, was given to this mysterious dinosaur by Russian paleontologist Evgeny Maleev in 1970. However, for decades after its initial discovery, Deinocheirus remained one of the most enigmatic dinosaurs known to science. The lack of a complete skeleton led to much speculation about its appearance and lifestyle. It was not until 2014 that additional Deinocheirus fossils were found, including nearly complete skeletons. These new discoveries, made by an international team of researchers, finally revealed the true nature of this extraordinary dinosaur, showing it to be a large, unusual member of the Ornithomimosaur group. The story of Deinocheirus begins with a tantalizing discovery. In 1965, paleontologists unearthed the first known remains of this mysterious dinosaur in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia. These initial findings were limited but intriguing. A pair of massive forelimbs, each measuring about 8 feet long, along with some shoulder bones and a few ribs. These enormous arms immediately captured the imagination of scientists and the public alike. They were far larger than those of any known carnivorous dinosaur, sparking intense speculation about the nature of the creature they belonged to. The name Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand in Greek, was given to this enigmatic animal based solely on these impressive appendages. For decades, these fragmentary remains were all paleontologists had to work with. They provided a glimpse of a potentially enormous and powerful dinosaur, but left many questions unanswered. The rest of Deinocheirus remained a mystery, fueling scientific debate and artistic reconstructions that varied wildly in their depictions of the animal. This limited knowledge persisted for nearly 50 years, making Deinocheirus one of the most poorly understood large dinosaurs. It would take further expeditions and discoveries to begin filling in the gaps and revealing the true nature of this fascinating prehistoric creature. The search for more complete Deinocheirus fossils spanned several decades, marking a fascinating chapter in paleontological history. After the initial discovery of the massive forelimbs in 1965, scientists were left with a tantalizing mystery. These enormous arms, measuring about 8 feet long, hinted at a creature of immense proportions, but the rest of its body remained elusive. For nearly half a century, paleontologists scoured the Gobi Desert, where the original fossils were found, hoping to uncover more of this enigmatic dinosaur. Expedition after expedition returned empty-handed, and Deinocheirus became known as one of the most puzzling dinosaurs in the fossil record. The breakthrough finally came in 2009 when a team of international researchers discovered 2 nearly complete Deinocheirus skeletons in Mongolia. These new fossils provided crucial information about the dinosaur's overall appearance and lifestyle. However, both specimens were missing their heads and hands, leaving some questions unanswered. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place in 2014 when researchers recovered the skull and hands that had been poached from one of the 2009 specimens. With these elements, scientists could at last reconstruct the entire Deinocheirus, revealing a bizarre creature that defied many of their initial expectations. This 49-year journey from partial remains to a comprehensive understanding of Deinocheirus showcases the persistence and dedication required in paleontological research. The discovery and understanding of Deinocheirus, the mysterious dinosaur known for its enormous arms, was greatly aided by technological advancements in paleontology and related fields. Initially found in 1965, only the massive forelimbs of Deinocheirus were unearthed, leaving scientists puzzled for decades about the nature of this creature. Modern excavation techniques, developed over the years, allowed paleontologists to return to Mongolia and conduct more thorough searches of the original site and surrounding areas. These improved methods led to the discovery of additional Deinocheirus fossils in 2006 and 2009. Perhaps the most significant technological contribution came from advanced imaging and reconstruction techniques. Computed tomography scans allowed scientists to create detailed three-dimensional models of the fossils, revealing intricate structures that were not visible to the naked eye. This technology enabled researchers to piece together a more complete picture of Deinocheirus, even with incomplete remains. Sophisticated dating methods, such as radiometric dating and biostratigraphy, helped place Deinocheirus accurately within the timeline of dinosaur evolution. This chronological context was crucial in understanding its relationships to other species and its role in the ancient ecosystem. Combined, these technological advancements transformed Deinocheirus from an enigmatic pair of arms to a fully realized, albeit bizarre, dinosaur species. The discovery of Deinocheirus revolutionized our understanding of dinosaur diversity and challenged long-held assumptions about theropod dinosaurs. When the first fossils were unearthed in 1965, all that was found were a pair of massive arms, each measuring 2.5 meters long. These enormous limbs baffled scientists for decades, leading to wild speculation about the creature's appearance and lifestyle. It was not until 2014 that more complete fossils were found, revealing Deinocheirus to be unlike anything paleontologists had imagined. This bizarre dinosaur turned out to be a member of the Ornithomemosaur group, but it was far from the sleek, ostrich-like creatures typically associated with this family. Instead, Deinocheirus was a giant, hump-backed omnivore with a duck-like bill, weighing as much as 6.5 metric tons. This revelation forced scientists to reconsider the diversity and adaptability of theropod dinosaurs. Deinocheirus showed that even within well-studied groups, there was potential for extreme variation in size, diet, and body plan. It highlighted the danger of making assumptions based on incomplete fossil records and emphasized the importance of continued exploration and discovery in paleontology. The Deinocheirus discovery also underscored the complex nature of dinosaur ecosystems. Its unusual features, including a large sail-like hump on its back and hooved feet, suggested it filled a unique ecological niche. This finding expanded our understanding of the roles different dinosaurs played in their environments and the intricate web of interactions that existed in prehistoric ecosystems. The excavation of Deinocheirus fossils presented significant challenges to paleontologists. When the first remains were discovered in 1965 in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia, scientists were left with a perplexing mystery. The initial find consisted only of a pair of massive forelimbs, each measuring about 8 feet long, along with some ribs, vertebrae, and shoulder bones. This partial skeleton provided tantalizing clues about a potentially enormous dinosaur, but left researchers with more questions than answers. For decades, Deinocheirus remained one of the most enigmatic dinosaurs known to science. Its name, meaning terrible hand, reflected the impressive size of its arms, but the rest of its body remained a subject of speculation. Paleontologists struggled to determine its overall appearance, diet, and lifestyle based on these limited remains. The harsh conditions of the Gobi Desert, including extreme temperatures and sandstorms, made further excavations challenging. It wasn't until 2006 that additional Deinocheirus specimens were discovered. However, these new fossils were incomplete and had been damaged by poachers, who had removed and sold parts of the skeletons. This illegal activity not only hindered scientific research, but also destroyed crucial contextual information about the fossils. The breakthrough came in 2014 when scientists managed to track down and recover some of the poached bones from private collections. By combining these recovered elements with the newly discovered specimens and the original 1965 find, researchers were finally able to piece together a more complete picture of Deinocheirus. This decades-long process highlights the persistence required in paleontology and the ongoing challenges posed by fossil poaching to scientific discovery. The Deinocheirus fossils have a fascinating journey of preservation and discovery. These remains, belonging to a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur, were initially unearthed in the Nemegt Formation of Mongolia. The bones were deposited in ancient river sediments approximately 70 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. As the dinosaur died, its body was likely washed into a river system. The flowing water gradually buried the remains under layers of sand and mud. Over millions of years, these sediments hardened into rock, encasing and protecting the bones from complete decay. This process of fossilization replaced the original organic material with minerals, effectively turning the bones to stone. The fossilized remains stayed hidden for eons until their discovery in 1969. However, only the forelimbs and a few other fragments were found at that time. It wasn't until 2006 and 2009 that more complete specimens were excavated. Unfortunately, the fossils had been partially damaged by poachers, but paleontologists were able to reconstruct the missing parts using related species as references. The transportation of these delicate fossils from the remote Mongolian desert to research facilities was a meticulous process. Scientists carefully extracted the bones from the surrounding rock, applied protective coatings, and packaged them securely for their journey. This careful handling ensured that these precious remnants of Earth's distant past could be studied and shared with the world, revealing the true nature of the enigmatic Deinocheirus after decades of speculation. The discovery of Deinocheirus in the 1960s was part of a broader period of exciting paleontological finds. During this era, researchers unearthed numerous other remarkable dinosaur species that expanded our understanding of prehistoric life. One notable discovery was Deinocheirus, a small carnivorous dinosaur that revolutionized our perception of dinosaur behavior and intelligence. This find provided strong evidence for the theory that some dinosaurs were warm-blooded and highly active, challenging the previous notion of dinosaurs as slow, lumbering creatures. In the marine realm, paleontologists uncovered fossils of mosasaurs, enormous sea-dwelling reptiles that dominated the oceans during the late Cretaceous period. These findings helped paint a clearer picture of the diverse ecosystems that existed alongside the dinosaurs on land. The 1960s and 70s also saw increased interest in dinosaur nesting sites and social behavior. Discoveries of fossilized eggs and nesting grounds, particularly those of hadrosaurs, provided invaluable insights into dinosaur reproduction and parental care, further transforming our understanding of these ancient creatures. Our understanding of Deinocheirus has undergone a remarkable transformation since its initial discovery in 1965. When first unearthed in Mongolia, all paleontologists had to work with were a pair of enormous fossilized arms, each measuring about 8 feet long. These mysterious limbs, equipped with fearsome claws, gave rise to the name Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand in Greek. For decades, scientists could only speculate about the nature of this enigmatic creature. Some thought it might be a giant carnivorous theropod, while others suggested it could be a massive herbivore. The limited fossil evidence sparked numerous theories, but provided few concrete answers. The breakthrough came in 2014 when additional Deinocheirus fossils were discovered. These new finds included nearly complete skeletons, revealing a creature far different from what many had imagined. Deinocheirus turned out to be a member of the ornithomimosaur group, related to ostrich-like dinosaurs, but with some surprising features. The full picture of Deinocheirus showed a truly bizarre dinosaur. It stood about 16 feet tall, with a duck-like bill, a humped back, stubby legs, and those famously long arms. Far from being a fearsome predator, it was likely an omnivore that waded in shallow waters, using its claws to gather plants and small prey. This dramatic shift in our understanding highlights the importance of fossil discoveries and reminds us that in paleontology, new evidence can completely reshape our view of prehistoric life. Deinocheirus, a mysterious dinosaur known only from its massive arms for decades, has recently been the subject of groundbreaking discoveries. In 2014, paleontologists unearthed two nearly complete skeletons in Mongolia, finally revealing the true nature of this enigmatic creature. These findings showed that Deinocheirus was far stranger than anyone had imagined. It was a massive ornithomimosaur, distantly related to ostrich-like dinosaurs, but with a unique appearance. The animal stood about 5 meters tall and 11 meters long, with a duck-like bill, a humped back, and relatively short legs for its size. Perhaps most surprisingly, Deinocheirus appears to have been an omnivore. Its broad snout and keratinous beak suggest it may have fed on plants, while small teeth at the back of its mouth indicate it could also eat meat or fish. This dietary flexibility might explain how it grew to such an enormous size in its ancient Mongolian environment. These discoveries have transformed our understanding of dinosaur diversity and evolution. Deinocheirus represents a previously unknown body plan among theropod dinosaurs, showcasing the remarkable adaptability of these ancient creatures and highlighting how much we still have to learn about life in the Mesozoic era. Paleontologists employ several techniques to determine the age of Deinocheirus fossils. Radiometric dating methods are particularly useful for ancient specimens like these dinosaur remains. Potassium-argon dating is often applied to volcanic rocks found in the same geological layers as the fossils. This method measures the decay of radioactive potassium into argon, providing an estimate of when the surrounding rocks formed. Another valuable tool is uranium-lead dating, which can be used on certain minerals within the fossil-bearing rocks. This technique is especially precise for very old specimens, making it suitable for Deinocheirus fossils from the late Cretaceous period. Researchers also utilize biostratigraphy, comparing the fossils to other well-dated specimens found in similar rock formations. Magnetostratigraphy offers additional insights by analyzing the Earth's magnetic field patterns preserved in the rocks. This method helps scientists correlate fossil-bearing layers across different locations. By combining multiple dating techniques, researchers can cross-verify their findings and establish a more accurate age range for Deinocheirus fossils. It is worth noting that the process of dating these ancient remains is complex and often requires a multidisciplinary approach. Paleontologists work closely with geologists and other specialists to piece together the most accurate timeline for these fascinating dinosaur fossils. Scientists have pieced together the appearance of Deinocheirus through a combination of fossil evidence and comparative analysis with related dinosaur species. The journey to understand this enigmatic creature began in 1965 with the discovery of its massive forelimbs in Mongolia. For decades, these arms, measuring 2.5 meters long, were all paleontologists had to work with, leading to much speculation about the dinosaur's full appearance. A breakthrough came in 2013 when additional fossil remains were unearthed, including a partial skull, vertebrae, and other bones. These new findings allowed researchers to create a more complete picture of Deinocheirus. By studying the bone structure and comparing it to other theropod dinosaurs, particularly its ornithomimosaur relatives, scientists were able to reconstruct its overall body plan. The skull fragments revealed a duck-like bill, suggesting a diverse diet that might have included plants and small animals. The vertebrae indicated a large hump on its back, possibly used for fat storage or temperature regulation. Its feet, similar to those of modern camels, hint at an adaptation for walking on soft ground. To flesh out the details of its appearance, paleontologists use knowledge of skin impressions and feather coverage from related species. While no direct evidence of Deinocheirus' skin or feathers has been found, it's likely that it had some feather covering, given its place in the theropod family tree. By combining all these elements, scientists can create detailed reconstructions, bringing this strange and fascinating dinosaur back to life in our imagination. Computer modeling has become an invaluable tool in studying Deinocheirus, the enigmatic dinosaur known for its massive arms. Scientists use advanced software to create detailed three-dimensional reconstructions of this ancient creature, piecing together its skeletal structure and estimating its overall appearance. These digital models allow researchers to analyze how Deinocheirus might have moved and interacted with its environment. By inputting data from fossil remains and comparing it with related species, computer simulations can test hypotheses about Deinocheirus' locomotion, feeding habits, and even its potential social behaviors. These models can be adjusted and refined as new information comes to light, providing a dynamic platform for ongoing research. Biomechanical studies benefit greatly from computer modeling, as scientists can simulate the stresses and strains on Deinocheirus' unique body structure. This helps in understanding how its distinctive features, such as the long arms and large claws, might have functioned in life. Additionally, computer-generated animations based on these models offer vivid visualizations that aid in public understanding and scientific communication about this fascinating dinosaur. Through computer modeling, paleontologists can explore various scenarios and test theories about Deinocheirus that would be impossible to investigate using physical fossils alone. This technology bridges the gap between the fragmentary nature of the fossil record and our quest to understand the lives of long-extinct animals. Paleontologists use a combination of techniques to determine the muscle structure of extinct animals like Deinocheirus. One key method involves studying the bone surface for muscle attachment points. These attachment sites, called muscle scars, provide crucial information about where muscles were anchored and how they functioned. Comparative anatomy also plays a vital role. Scientists examine the skeletons of modern animals, particularly those related to Deinocheirus, such as other theropod dinosaurs and living birds. By understanding how muscles attach and function in these creatures, researchers can make informed inferences about Deinocheirus. Advanced technology has revolutionized this field of study. Computer modeling and three-dimensional scanning allow scientists to create detailed digital reconstructions of Deinocheirus' skeletal structure. These models can be manipulated to test different muscle configurations and assess their plausibility based on factors like balance and locomotion. Fossilized skin impressions, when available, provide additional clues about surface anatomy and muscle placement. While such impressions are rare, they offer valuable insights into the external appearance of extinct animals. By combining these various lines of evidence, paleontologists can build a reasonably accurate picture of how Deinocheirus muscles were arranged and functioned. Paleontologists employ a range of sophisticated imaging technologies to study Deinocheirus fossils, allowing them to uncover details about this enigmatic dinosaur that would otherwise remain hidden. Computed tomography, often called CT scanning, is a crucial tool in this research. This technology uses X-rays to create detailed cross-sectional images of the fossilized bones, revealing their internal structure and composition without causing any damage to these precious specimens. Three-dimensional laser scanning is another vital technique used to analyze Deinocheirus remains. This method creates highly accurate digital models of the fossils, allowing researchers to study their shape and proportions in minute detail. These scans can be used to reconstruct missing parts of the skeleton and even to estimate the dinosaur's body mass and movement capabilities. Synchrotron radiation imaging takes fossil analysis to an even higher level of precision. This powerful X-ray source can reveal microscopic details of bone structure and even provide information about the chemical composition of the fossils. This technique has been particularly useful in studying the unique adaptations of Deinocheirus, such as its distinctive hand claws and unusual vertebrae. Digital photogrammetry is also employed to create three-dimensional models of Deinocheirus fossils from multiple photographs taken from different angles. This method is especially useful for documenting large or fragile specimens that cannot be easily transported or manipulated. By combining these various imaging technologies, scientists can build a comprehensive understanding of Deinocheirus anatomy and lifestyle, piecing together the puzzle of this fascinating creature from the Cretaceous period. Estimating the weight and size of Deinocheirus, a mysterious dinosaur known primarily from its massive arms, has been a challenging task for paleontologists. Initially discovered in 1965, only the creature's forearms were found, measuring an impressive 2.5 meters in length. These enormous limbs hinted at a truly massive dinosaur, but without more complete remains, scientists could only speculate about its full dimensions. The breakthrough came in 2014 when additional fossils were unearthed, including partial skeletons, skull fragments, and vertebrae. These new discoveries allowed researchers to piece together a more accurate picture of Deinocheirus. By comparing the newly found bones to those of related species and using sophisticated computer modeling techniques, scientists were able to reconstruct the dinosaur's likely appearance and proportions. Based on these reconstructions, paleontologists estimate that Deinocheirus measured up to 11 meters in length from snout to tail. Its height at the hip was approximately 4 to 5 meters, making it one of the largest known ornithomimosaurs, a group of ostrich-like dinosaurs. As for its weight, calculations suggest that Deinocheirus tipped the scales at around 6 to 7 metric tons, comparable to a large African elephant. These estimates, while based on the best available evidence and scientific methods, are still subject to some uncertainty. As new fossils are discovered and analytical techniques improve, our understanding of Deinocheirus and its physical characteristics may be refined further. The story of this enormous dinosaur serves as a testament to the ongoing nature of paleontological research and the excitement of piecing together the puzzle of prehistoric life. Paleontologists employ several sophisticated techniques to unravel the chemical composition of Deinocheirus fossils. One primary method is X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy, which bombards the fossil with high-energy X-rays, causing the atoms within to emit characteristic wavelengths of light. By analyzing these emissions, scientists can identify and quantify the elements present in the fossilized bones. Another powerful tool in the paleontologist's arsenal is mass spectrometry. This technique involves vaporizing a tiny sample of the fossil and ionizing the resulting particles. These ions are then separated based on their mass-to-charge ratio, allowing researchers to determine the precise chemical makeup of the sample. This method is particularly useful for detecting trace elements that might provide insights into the dinosaur's diet or environment. Electron microscopy also plays a crucial role in fossil analysis. By scanning the surface of the fossil with a focused beam of electrons, scientists can create highly detailed images of its microstructure. This technique can reveal information about the preservation process and any chemical changes that occurred during fossilization. Researchers also utilize stable isotope analysis to glean information about Deinocheirus's life history. By examining the ratios of different isotopes of elements like carbon and oxygen in the fossil, scientists can infer details about the animal's diet, habitat, and even the ancient climate in which it lived. These methods, combined with careful interpretation, help paint a comprehensive picture of this fascinating dinosaur and its prehistoric world. Researchers employ a variety of advanced techniques to study the internal structures of Deinocheirus bones, revealing fascinating details about this enigmatic dinosaur. One key method is computed tomography, often called CT scanning. This technology allows scientists to create detailed three-dimensional images of the bones without damaging the precious fossils. By analyzing these scans, researchers can examine the internal architecture of the bones, including density variations and growth patterns. Another valuable tool is histology, which involves carefully preparing thin sections of bone for microscopic examination. This technique provides insights into the cellular structure of the bone tissue, helping paleontologists understand how quickly Deinocheirus grew and estimate its age at death. By studying growth rings within the bones, similar to tree rings, scientists can piece together information about the dinosaur's life history and environmental conditions it experienced. Synchrotron imaging is a cutting-edge method that uses extremely bright X-rays to reveal incredibly fine details within fossilized bones. This technique can show minute structures and chemical compositions, offering clues about the dinosaur's diet, health, and even the process of fossilization itself. By combining these various approaches, researchers build a comprehensive understanding of Deinocheirus anatomy and biology. These internal studies of Deinocheirus bones have yielded surprising results, challenging previous assumptions about this unusual dinosaur. For instance, the bone structure suggests it may have had a semi-aquatic lifestyle, adding new dimensions to our understanding of dinosaur diversity and ecological adaptations during the Cretaceous period. Comparative anatomy has been crucial in unraveling the mysteries surrounding Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur that puzzled paleontologists for decades. By examining and comparing the skeletal structure of Deinocheirus with other known dinosaur species, scientists have been able to piece together its unique characteristics and evolutionary relationships. Initially, only the massive forelimbs of Deinocheirus were known, leading to speculation about its appearance and lifestyle. These arms, measuring about 8 feet long, were unlike anything seen before in the dinosaur world. Comparative studies with other theropod dinosaurs suggested that Deinocheirus belonged to the Ornithomimosaur group, often called ostrich dinosaurs, due to their resemblance to modern flightless birds. However, the discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils in 2006 and 2009 allowed for more extensive comparative analyses. By comparing the newly found skull, vertebrae, and limb bones with those of other dinosaurs, paleontologists determined that Deinocheirus was indeed an ornithomimosaur, but a highly unusual one. Its skull was elongated and duck-like, similar to hadrosaurs, while its vertebrae showed similarities to those of other large theropods. Comparative anatomy also revealed that Deinocheirus had features not typically associated with its relatives, such as a sail-like structure on its back and wide, flat feet. These findings highlight the importance of comparative anatomy in understanding not just the physical appearance of extinct animals, but also their evolutionary history and ecological roles, providing a more complete picture of prehistoric life. Scientists face a fascinating challenge when attempting to recreate the possible sounds of extinct creatures like Deinocheirus. This process involves a combination of anatomical analysis, comparative studies, and advanced technology. Researchers start by examining the fossilized remains of Deinocheirus, paying close attention to its skull structure, neck vertebrae, and any preserved soft tissue impressions. They look for evidence of vocal organs or resonating chambers that might have produced sound. The shape and size of these structures can provide clues about the types of vocalizations the dinosaur might have been capable of making. Next, scientists compare Deinocheirus to its closest living relatives and other dinosaurs within its family tree. In this case, they might look at modern birds, which are descendants of theropod dinosaurs. By studying the vocal abilities and anatomical features of these contemporary animals, researchers can make educated guesses about how Deinocheirus might have vocalized. To bring these analyses to life, paleoacousticians use computer modeling and sound synthesis techniques. They create digital models of the dinosaur's vocal tract based on fossil evidence and comparative studies. These models are then used to simulate how air might have moved through the reconstructed vocal organs, producing a range of potential sounds. The results are often surprising and can range from low-frequency rumbles to higher-pitched calls. Deinocheirus, the mysterious dinosaur known from incomplete fossil remains, has been a subject of scientific debate since its discovery. One major point of disagreement among paleontologists concerns the overall body shape and posture of this enigmatic creature. Some researchers argue that Deinocheirus was a bipedal animal, walking on two legs like many other theropod dinosaurs. Others contend that it may have been quadrupedal, using all four limbs for locomotion due to its massive size and unusual proportions. Another area of contention revolves around the diet and feeding habits of Deinocheirus. While some scientists propose that it was primarily a carnivore, others suggest it might have been an omnivore or even a herbivore. The unusual shape of its skull and the presence of gastroliths, stones found in its abdominal region, have led to differing interpretations of its feeding ecology. The evolutionary relationships of Deinocheirus within the theropod family tree have also been a source of disagreement. Some paleontologists classify it as a member of the Ornithomimosaur group, while others argue for its placement in a different theropod lineage. The limited fossil evidence has made it challenging to reach a consensus on its exact taxonomic position. Lastly, there is ongoing debate about the function of Deinocheirus's most distinctive feature, its enormous arms and claws. Hypotheses range from their use in foraging for food, digging for water or prey, defense against predators, or even specialized mating behaviors. As new fossils are discovered and analyzed, scientists continue to refine their understanding of this fascinating dinosaur, gradually resolving these points of disagreement. Deinocheirus has undergone significant changes in its classification since its initial discovery, reflecting the evolving understanding of this enigmatic dinosaur. When first discovered in 1965, only the massive forelimbs of Deinocheirus were known to science. These enormous arms, measuring 2.5 meters in length, puzzled paleontologists for decades. Initially, Deinocheirus was classified as a theropod dinosaur, specifically placed within the group Carnosauria. This classification was based on the limited fossil evidence available at the time. The size and structure of the arms suggested a large predatory dinosaur, leading scientists to compare it to other known carnivorous species. However, the discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils in 2006 and 2009 revolutionized our understanding of this creature. These new specimens revealed that Deinocheirus was not a carnivorous theropod as originally thought, but rather a member of the Ornithomimosaur group. Ornithomimosaurs are often referred to as ostrich dinosaurs due to their similarities to modern flightless birds. This reclassification dramatically altered the scientific view of Deinocheirus. It transformed from a mysterious, potentially fearsome predator to a large, possibly omnivorous dinosaur with a distinctive hump on its back and a duck-like bill. The change in classification demonstrates the importance of fossil discoveries in refining our knowledge of prehistoric life and highlights the dynamic nature of paleontological research. Scientists have proposed several intriguing theories about the lifestyle of Deinocheirus, the enigmatic dinosaur known for its massive arms and claws. While initially thought to be a fearsome predator, more recent fossil discoveries have led researchers to reconsider its ecological role. Some paleontologists now suggest that Deinocheirus may have been an omnivore, capable of both plant-based foraging and opportunistic meat-eating. This theory is supported by the discovery of fish scales and plant matter in fossilized stomach contents. Another hypothesis proposes that Deinocheirus was primarily a ground sloth-like browser, using its long arms and claws to pull down branches and strip them of vegetation. This idea is based on the dinosaur's broad snout and weak teeth, which seem better suited for gathering soft plant material than tearing flesh. Some researchers have even speculated that Deinocheirus might have been semi-aquatic, wading in shallow waters to feed on aquatic plants and small animals. Interestingly, a minority of scientists have suggested that Deinocheirus could have been a termite eater, using its powerful arms to break open mounds and its broad snout to slurp up insects. However, this theory has less support due to the lack of specialized adaptations typically seen in modern termite-eating animals. As new fossils and analytical techniques emerge, our understanding of Deinocheirus continues to evolve, highlighting the complex and often surprising nature of prehistoric ecosystems. Deinocheirus, a mysterious dinosaur known primarily from its massive forelimbs, has puzzled paleontologists for decades. These arms, measuring about 8 feet long, have sparked various interpretations among researchers regarding their function. Some scientists propose that the large arms were used for defensive purposes. They suggest that Deinocheirus might have swung its powerful limbs to fend off predators, using the sharp claws as formidable weapons. This interpretation paints a picture of a dinosaur capable of protecting itself against even the fiercest carnivores of its time. Other researchers speculate that these enormous arms were adapted for feeding. They hypothesize that Deinocheirus might have used its long limbs to reach into dense vegetation or even water bodies to gather plant material or fish. This theory aligns with evidence suggesting that Deinocheirus was likely an omnivore, capable of exploiting various food sources in its environment. A third interpretation focuses on mating behavior. Some paleontologists suggest that the large arms might have played a role in courtship displays or in grasping a mate during reproduction. This view emphasizes the potential social and reproductive functions of these unique anatomical features, highlighting the complex behaviors of ancient dinosaurs. The diet of Deinocheirus, a peculiar dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, has been a subject of scientific intrigue and debate since its discovery. Initially, when only the massive arms of this creature were known, paleontologists speculated it might have been a predator, using its long claws to catch and kill prey. However, more recent fossil discoveries have dramatically shifted our understanding. With the unearthing of more complete Deinocheirus specimens, including skull material, scientists now believe this dinosaur had a more varied diet than initially thought. Some researchers suggest it was primarily a herbivore, feeding on plants with its broad, flat beak. Others propose it was an omnivore, consuming both plant matter and small animals. The debate intensified when scientists found gastroliths, or stomach stones, in association with Deinocheirus fossils. These stones, commonly found in plant-eating dinosaurs, help grind tough vegetation in the digestive system. This discovery lends support to the herbivore hypothesis. However, the presence of fish remains in the same area as Deinocheirus fossils has led some paleontologists to argue that it might have included fish in its diet as well. The ongoing discussion about Deinocheirus diet highlights the challenges in reconstructing the lives of extinct animals. As new evidence emerges, our understanding continues to evolve, reminding us that paleontology is a dynamic field where new discoveries can dramatically reshape our views of prehistoric life. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, has been a subject of scientific debate regarding its ecological role. Some paleontologists argue that Deinocheirus was primarily a herbivore, based on the structure of its skull and the presence of gastroliths, or stomach stones, which are often associated with plant-eating dinosaurs. These scientists suggest that its large claws were used for gathering vegetation or digging for roots and tubers. Other researchers propose that Deinocheirus was an omnivore, capable of consuming both plants and small animals. They point to the dinosaur's duck-like bill, which could have been useful for filtering water for small aquatic organisms, as well as its robust arms that might have been used for catching fish or other prey. This view suggests a more versatile ecological role, with Deinocheirus potentially occupying multiple niches within its environment. A third group of scientists speculates that Deinocheirus might have been a specialized feeder, perhaps focusing on specific types of vegetation or aquatic resources. They argue that its unique physical features, such as its long arms and unusual skull shape, indicate a highly adapted lifestyle that may not fit neatly into traditional herbivore or omnivore categories. These differing interpretations highlight the challenges in reconstructing the lives of extinct animals and underscore the importance of continued research and fossil discoveries. As new evidence emerges, our understanding of Deinocheirus and its place in prehistoric ecosystems continues to evolve, fueling ongoing scientific discussions and investigations. The coloration of Deinocheirus has been a subject of scientific debate since its discovery. As with many prehistoric creatures, determining the exact color of Deinocheirus is challenging due to the limitations of fossil evidence. Scientists have not found any preserved skin or feather impressions that could provide direct clues about its appearance. Some paleontologists suggest that Deinocheirus might have had earth-toned colors similar to modern large herbivores, which would have provided camouflage in its environment. Others propose that it could have had more vibrant colors, possibly for display or mating purposes, similar to some modern birds. The controversy extends to whether Deinocheirus had feathers, and if so, what type. While many theropod dinosaurs are now known to have had feathers, the extent and type of feather coverage on Deinocheirus remains uncertain. This uncertainty further complicates attempts to determine its coloration. As new fossil discoveries and analytical techniques emerge, our understanding of Deinocheirus coloration may change. For now, any depictions of its color in scientific illustrations or popular media are largely speculative, based on educated guesses and comparisons with related species. The social behavior of Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, remains a subject of ongoing debate and interpretation among paleontologists. Some experts suggest that Deinocheirus might have exhibited gregarious behavior, living in small groups or herds. This interpretation is based on the discovery of multiple Deinocheirus specimens in relatively close proximity to one another at fossil sites. Other researchers propose that Deinocheirus may have been a solitary animal, particularly given its massive size and unique physical characteristics. They argue that such a large creature would have required substantial resources, potentially making group living less advantageous. Additionally, the rarity of Deinocheirus fossils could indicate that these animals did not typically congregate in large numbers. Some paleontologists speculate that Deinocheirus might have engaged in seasonal social behaviors, perhaps coming together during mating seasons or for migration. This hypothesis is drawn from observations of modern large herbivores that exhibit similar patterns. However, the limited fossil evidence makes it challenging to confirm such behaviors definitively. Ultimately, the social behavior of Deinocheirus remains an area of active research and speculation. As new fossils are discovered and advanced analytical techniques are applied, our understanding of this fascinating dinosaur's lifestyle and behavior continues to evolve. Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand in Greek, has sparked significant debate among paleontologists regarding its evolutionary history. This dinosaur, known primarily from its massive forelimbs for decades, puzzled scientists with its unusual anatomy. Recent discoveries have shed more light on this enigmatic creature, but questions about its evolutionary path remain. One key argument centers on Deinocheirus's relationship to other theropod dinosaurs. Some researchers propose that it belongs to the ornithomimosaur group, often called ostrich dinosaurs. However, its large size and unique features, such as a sail-like structure on its back, have led others to question this classification. The debate continues as scientists work to understand how Deinocheirus fits into the broader picture of dinosaur evolution. Another point of contention is the purpose of Deinocheirus's distinctive features. Its long arms and large claws could have been used for foraging, defense, or even attracting mates. The function of its sail-like back remains unclear, with hypotheses ranging from temperature regulation to display. These uncertainties fuel ongoing discussions about the selective pressures that shaped Deinocheirus's evolution. The diet and lifestyle of Deinocheirus also contribute to the evolutionary debate. Recent evidence suggests it may have been an omnivore, challenging previous assumptions about theropod diets. This dietary flexibility could have played a crucial role in its evolutionary success, allowing it to adapt to changing environments. As new fossils and analytical techniques emerge, our understanding of Deinocheirus's place in dinosaur evolution continues to evolve, sparking further scientific inquiry and debate. Paleontologists continue to discuss and analyze the potential causes of Deinocheirus's extinction, as this fascinating dinosaur remains shrouded in mystery. Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand, was a large ornithomimosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. Its remains were discovered in Mongolia, providing valuable insights into its unique features and lifestyle. The debate surrounding Deinocheirus's extinction is closely tied to the broader discussion of dinosaur extinction at the end of the Cretaceous period. Many scientists believe that the same factors that led to the mass extinction event affecting most dinosaur species also played a role in the demise of Deinocheirus. These factors include the impact of a massive asteroid or comet, widespread volcanic activity, and significant climate change. Some paleontologists argue that Deinocheirus's large size and specialized adaptations may have made it particularly vulnerable to environmental changes. Its elongated arms and claws, likely used for foraging and defense, could have become less effective in a rapidly changing ecosystem. Others suggest that competition with other dinosaur species or newly emerging mammals might have contributed to its decline. The scarcity of Deinocheirus fossils adds another layer of complexity to the debate. With limited physical evidence, scientists must rely on comparative analyses with related species and broader ecological studies to piece together the puzzle of its extinction. As new fossils are discovered and advanced research techniques are developed, our understanding of Deinocheirus and its fate continues to evolve, fueling ongoing discussions among paleontologists. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, has some intriguing similarities with modern animals, though no single living creature perfectly matches its unique combination of features. One of the most striking comparisons can be made with large, flightless birds like ostriches and emus. These modern birds share the long neck and powerful legs that Deinocheirus possessed, adaptations that allowed for efficient movement and foraging. The broad, duck-like bill of Deinocheirus finds a parallel in today's duck-billed platypus, albeit on a much smaller scale. This similarity suggests that Deinocheirus might have used its beak for filter feeding or sifting through shallow water and vegetation for food, much like a modern platypus does. Interestingly, the large claws of Deinocheirus have a modern counterpart in the giant anteater. Both animals likely used their impressive claws for digging and foraging, though Deinocheirus was significantly larger and more imposing. The hump on Deinocheirus' back, supported by elongated neural spines, is reminiscent of the hump found on modern bison, which serves as an anchor point for powerful neck muscles. While no single modern animal captures the essence of Deinocheirus, these comparisons help us understand how this extraordinary dinosaur might have lived and behaved. By examining these similarities, scientists can piece together a clearer picture of this enigmatic creature that roamed the Earth millions of years ago. Deinocheirus was a colossal dinosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. This extraordinary creature dwarfed even the largest land animals alive today. To put its size into perspective, Deinocheirus measured up to 11 meters in length from snout to tail and stood about 5 meters tall at the hip. In comparison, the African bush elephant, currently the largest living land animal, typically reaches a maximum height of 3 to 3.5 meters at the shoulder. The longest known elephant on record measured just under 7.5 meters from trunk to tail, significantly shorter than Deinocheirus. Even the largest known land mammal to have ever lived, the extinct Paraceratherium, was smaller than Deinocheirus in terms of overall length. The weight of Deinocheirus is estimated to have been between 6 and 12 metric tons. This range overlaps with the weight of large bull elephants, which can weigh up to 6 or 7 metric tons. However, the upper estimates for Deinocheirus surpass even the heaviest known elephants, showcasing the immense scale of this prehistoric giant. The sheer size of Deinocheirus serves as a reminder of the incredible diversity and scale of life that existed in prehistoric ecosystems. It highlights how the largest animals of today pale in comparison to some of the titans that once walked the earth, giving us a glimpse into a world where giants ruled the landscape. Ostriches and emus offer valuable clues about the possible behavior of Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period. These modern flightless birds share several anatomical features with Deinocheirus, including long necks, powerful legs, and reduced forelimbs. By studying the habits of ostriches and emus, paleontologists can make educated guesses about how Deinocheirus might have lived and moved. Like ostriches, Deinocheirus likely used its long neck to survey its surroundings and reach vegetation at various heights. The similarities in leg structure suggest that Deinocheirus might have been capable of running at considerable speeds, though perhaps not as swiftly as its smaller ornithomimosaur relatives. The large claws on Deinocheirus's hands, while different from modern birds, might have been used for foraging or defense, similar to how ostriches use their powerful kicks. Emus provide insights into potential feeding behaviors. These birds are omnivorous, consuming a variety of plant matter and small animals. Given the diverse ecosystem of the late Cretaceous, Deinocheirus might have had a similarly varied diet. The broad, duck-like bill of Deinocheirus suggests it could have been well adapted for grazing or filter feeding, much like how emus forage for diverse food sources. Observing the social behaviors of ostriches and emus also hints at possible group dynamics in Deinocheirus. These modern birds often form small flocks which offer protection and aid in foraging. While we cannot be certain, it is plausible that Deinocheirus might have exhibited similar social structures, roaming the ancient landscapes in small groups, using their size and numbers for safety against predators. Deinocheirus, the peculiar dinosaur with its massive arms and duck-like bill, possessed feeding adaptations that share intriguing similarities with modern omnivores, while also exhibiting unique features suited to its Cretaceous environment. Like many of today's omnivorous animals, Deinocheirus had a diverse set of tools for processing a variety of foods. Its broad, flat beak was ideal for cropping vegetation, much like a modern duck or goose. This adaptation allowed it to efficiently gather plants, similar to how bears use their wide muzzles to graze on grass and forage for berries. However, Deinocheirus also possessed small, peg-like teeth deep in its jaws. These were likely used for crushing tougher plant material or small prey, analogous to the grinding molars found in omnivorous mammals like pigs or humans. This combination of a duck-like bill and crushing teeth gave Deinocheirus a versatility in diet that mirrors the adaptability of modern omnivores. One striking difference lies in Deinocheirus's enormous hand claws. While these may have been used for defense, they could also have served a role in feeding, perhaps for digging up roots or stripping bark from trees. This adaptation sets Deinocheirus apart from most modern omnivores, showcasing the unique evolutionary paths taken by ancient dinosaurs compared to contemporary animals. Deinocheirus, the peculiar dinosaur known for its extraordinarily long arms, has few modern analogues when it comes to arm proportions. However, some living animals do show similarities in their forelimb structure. One of the closest comparisons can be found in the giant anteater. This unusual mammal possesses remarkably long forelimbs relative to its body size, much like Deinocheirus. The giant anteater uses its powerful arms and sharp claws to dig into termite mounds and ant nests, tearing them apart to access its prey. This behavior might offer clues about how Deinocheirus used its impressive arms. Another animal with somewhat similar arm proportions is the chimpanzee. While not as extreme as Deinocheirus, chimpanzees have long, strong arms adapted for brachiation or swinging through trees. This comparison is particularly interesting because chimpanzees, like Deinocheirus, are omnivores, suggesting that long arms can be useful for a variety of feeding strategies. Interestingly, some birds, particularly those adapted for soaring like the albatross, have wing proportions that could be compared to the arm length of Deinocheirus relative to body size. While wings and arms serve different primary functions, this comparison highlights how evolution can lead to similar proportions for different purposes across diverse animal groups. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, had a posture that shared some similarities with modern flightless birds, but also exhibited notable differences. Like ostriches and emus, Deinocheirus walked on two legs and had a long neck. However, its overall body plan was more reminiscent of its theropod dinosaur relatives. The most striking feature of Deinocheirus was its unusually large forelimbs, which were much longer and more robust than those of modern flightless birds. These powerful arms ended in large claws, a stark contrast to the reduced wings of birds like ostriches. Despite its bipedal stance, Deinocheirus likely used its arms for foraging and possibly defense, whereas modern flightless birds rely primarily on their legs for these functions. Deinocheirus also had a distinctive sail-like structure on its back, formed by tall neural spines on its vertebrae. This feature is absent in modern flightless birds and would have given Deinocheirus a very different silhouette. The dinosaur's tail was also longer and more substantial than those of modern birds, helping to balance its massive body. While both Deinocheirus and modern flightless birds share a bipedal posture, the overall body proportions and adaptations of Deinocheirus reflect its unique evolutionary path as a member of the Ornithomimosaur group of dinosaurs, rather than the avian lineage that led to modern birds. Comparing the beak of Deinocheirus to those of modern birds offers fascinating insights into the evolution of feeding strategies and ecological adaptations. Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed a unique duck-like bill that was both wide and flat. This structure bears a striking resemblance to the beaks of some modern waterfowl, particularly ducks and geese. The similarity in beak shape suggests that Deinocheirus might have employed feeding techniques comparable to those of modern aquatic birds. Its broad, flat bill was likely well suited for filter feeding in shallow waters, much like how ducks strain small organisms and plants from water and mud. This parallel adaptation indicates that similar environmental pressures can lead to the development of comparable features in distantly related species, a phenomenon known as convergent evolution. Furthermore, the robust nature of Deinocheirus's beak implies it could have been used for a variety of feeding behaviors, possibly including grazing on tough vegetation or even opportunistic omnivory. This versatility is also seen in many modern bird species with similar beak structures, highlighting how beak shape can be a strong indicator of dietary habits and ecological niches. By studying these similarities, paleontologists can make informed inferences about the lifestyle and behavior of extinct species like Deinocheirus. This comparative approach not only enhances our understanding of prehistoric ecosystems, but also sheds light on the enduring principles of adaptation and survival that have shaped life on Earth for millions of years. Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, likely moved in ways both similar to and different from large modern ground-dwelling birds. Its locomotion would have been influenced by its unique body structure, which included long arms with large claws, a duck-like bill, and a bulky body. Like modern large flightless birds such as ostriches and emus, Deinocheirus probably relied on its powerful legs for movement. However, its gait would have been slower and less agile due to its much greater size and weight. While an ostrich can sprint at speeds up to 40 miles per hour, Deinocheirus would have moved at a more moderate pace, perhaps similar to the walking speed of an elephant. The center of gravity in Deinocheirus would have been different from modern birds due to its long arms and large claws. This feature might have caused it to lean slightly forward when walking, unlike the more upright posture of ostriches. The dinosaur's broad, paddle-like feet would have provided stability, helping to distribute its enormous weight, much like the wide feet of modern heavy birds. One significant difference would be in turning and maneuvering. Large modern birds can make quick, agile turns, but Deinocheirus, with its massive body, would have required more space and time to change direction. Its long neck and tail might have aided in balance during such movements, similar to how an ostrich uses its neck for balance when running, but on a much larger scale. Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaurian dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, lived in an environment that shares similarities with certain modern ecosystems. Today, we might find comparable habitats in the wetlands and floodplains of tropical and subtropical regions. The Nemegt Formation in Mongolia, where Deinocheirus fossils were discovered, suggest a landscape of meandering rivers, shallow lakes, and lush vegetation. This ancient ecosystem bears resemblance to areas like the Pantanal in South America or parts of the Okavango Delta in Botswana. These modern wetlands feature a mix of open water, marshes, and forested areas, supporting diverse plant and animal life. Like Deinocheirus's habitat, these contemporary ecosystems experience seasonal flooding and dry periods, creating a dynamic environment. They host a variety of large herbivores and omnivores, much as the Cretaceous landscape did with its diverse dinosaur fauna. However, the specific plant species and animal groups differ significantly from those of the Mesozoic era. While no modern ecosystem is an exact match for the world Deinocheirus inhabited, these wetland and floodplain environments offer a glimpse into the type of habitat where this fascinating dinosaur once roamed. They provide a valuable reference point for imagining the lush, watery world of the late Cretaceous period. Deinocheirus, the large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, likely had sensory capabilities that were both similar and different from modern animals. Based on fossil evidence and our understanding of dinosaur biology, we can make some informed comparisons. The eyes of Deinocheirus were probably well developed, as is common in many dinosaurs. They may have had vision comparable to modern birds, which are known for their excellent eyesight. This would have allowed Deinocheirus to spot potential prey or predators from a distance, much like many large mammals and birds today. The sense of smell in Deinocheirus was likely quite acute. Many dinosaurs, including theropods like Deinocheirus, had large olfactory bulbs in their brains, suggesting a keen sense of smell. This might have been similar to or even surpassed that of modern animals like bears or dogs, allowing Deinocheirus to detect food sources and other dinosaurs from afar. Hearing in Deinocheirus was probably also well developed. The structure of its inner ear, while not precisely known, was likely similar to that of other theropod dinosaurs. This could have given it hearing capabilities comparable to modern birds or crocodiles, allowing it to detect low-frequency sounds and communicate with others of its species over long distances. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur known for its enormous arms and claws, roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period. This unusual creature vanished from the fossil record approximately 70 million years ago, joining countless other species in the Great Extinction event that marked the end of the dinosaur era. The exact timing of Deinocheirus' extinction remains a subject of ongoing research and debate among paleontologists. While we cannot pinpoint the precise year or even century when the last Deinocheirus drew its final breath, evidence suggests these remarkable animals disappeared well before the catastrophic event that wiped out most dinosaurs about 66 million years ago. Fossil discoveries indicate that Deinocheirus lived alongside other dinosaurs in what is now Mongolia, inhabiting lush, humid environments with abundant vegetation and water sources. As the climate and ecosystems changed over millions of years, Deinocheirus and many of its contemporaries faced increasing challenges to survival. Understanding the extinction of specific dinosaur species like Deinocheirus helps scientists piece together the complex puzzle of prehistoric life and the factors that shape the evolution and disappearance of these magnificent creatures. Each new fossil discovery brings us closer to unraveling the mysteries of their ancient world. Deinocheirus, a massive ornithomimosaur that roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, faced numerous challenges that likely contributed to its extinction. Climate change played a significant role as the world was experiencing dramatic shifts in temperature and weather patterns. These changes altered vegetation and ecosystems, potentially disrupting Deinocheirus's food sources and habitat. Competition from other large herbivores and omnivores might have also put pressure on Deinocheirus populations. As resources became scarce, these giant dinosaurs would have struggled to find enough food to sustain their enormous bodies. Predation could have been another factor, with large carnivorous dinosaurs targeting Deinocheirus, especially younger or weaker individuals. Disease and genetic factors may have further contributed to their decline. With potentially limited population sizes, Deinocheirus could have been more susceptible to the spread of pathogens or the negative effects of inbreeding. These issues, combined with their slow reproductive rate, would have made it difficult for the species to recover from population losses. Ultimately, the extinction of Deinocheirus was likely sealed by the catastrophic event that ended the Cretaceous period, whether it was a massive asteroid impact, intense volcanic activity, or a combination of factors. This global disaster would have been the final blow to a species already struggling to survive in a changing world. The extinction of Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur, was part of the larger mass extinction event that occurred at the end of the Cretaceous period, approximately 66 million years ago. This event, known as the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction, wiped out not only the Deinocheirus, but also about 75% of plant and animal species on Earth, including all non-avian dinosaurs. Deinocheirus, with its unusual features like elongated arms and a sail-like structure on its back, disappeared along with its fellow dinosaurs when a massive asteroid, estimated to be about 10 kilometers wide, struck the Earth. The impact triggered global climate changes, including prolonged darkness, cooling temperatures, and widespread fires, which drastically altered ecosystems worldwide. The extinction of Deinocheirus highlights the indiscriminate nature of this catastrophic event. Despite being a large, presumably well-adapted animal, Deinocheirus could not survive the rapid and severe environmental changes. Its disappearance, along with that of other diverse dinosaur species, mark the end of the age of dinosaurs and pave the way for the rise of mammals. This extinction event serves as a stark reminder of how even well-established and successful species can be vulnerable to sudden, large-scale environmental disruptions. The loss of Deinocheirus and its contemporaries reshaped the course of evolution on our planet, leading to the diverse array of life we see today. Deinocheirus, the large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, has long puzzled paleontologists due to its unusual features and limited fossil record. The evidence supporting theories about its extinction is primarily based on the broader context of dinosaur extinctions and the few Deinocheirus fossils discovered. One theory suggests that Deinocheirus, like many other dinosaurs, fell victim to the mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous period. This event, likely caused by an asteroid impact, drastically altered the global climate and ecosystems. The evidence for this theory comes from the absence of Deinocheirus fossils in rock layers above the Cretaceous Paleogene boundary, indicating it did not survive beyond this point. Another perspective considers the possibility that Deinocheirus populations were already declining before the mass extinction event. This theory is supported by the rarity of Deinocheirus fossils, which might indicate it was not abundant in its ecosystem. The specialized adaptations of Deinocheirus, such as its large claws and unusual skull shape, could have made it more vulnerable to environmental changes or competition from other species. However, it is important to note that the fossil record for Deinocheirus remains incomplete, with only a few specimens discovered so far. This limited evidence makes it challenging to draw definitive conclusions about its extinction. Future fossil discoveries and advanced analytical techniques may provide more insights into the fate of this enigmatic dinosaur. Deinocheirus, the enormous ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, would have been significantly impacted by climate change. As a large-bodied animal, Deinocheirus required substantial food resources to sustain itself. Any shifts in climate that affected vegetation patterns or the availability of prey would have posed challenges to its survival. During the late Cretaceous, Earth was experiencing a cooling trend. This gradual change in temperature likely altered the distribution and abundance of plant species that Deinocheirus relied on for sustenance. The dinosaur's wide, duck-like bill suggests it may have been an omnivore, feeding on both plants and small animals. Climate change could have reduced the availability of its preferred food sources, forcing Deinocheirus to adapt or face potential starvation. Furthermore, changes in precipitation patterns associated with climate shifts could have affected water availability. Deinocheirus fossils have been found in what were once wetland environments. If these areas became drier due to climate change, it would have forced the species to migrate or adapt to new habitats, potentially putting strain on its populations. Ultimately, while Deinocheirus went extinct along with other non-avian dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous, climate change may have already been putting pressure on the species. This environmental stress could have made it more vulnerable to the rapid and extreme climate shift caused by the asteroid impact that marked the end of the dinosaur era. Deinocheirus, the large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that roamed Asia during the late Cretaceous period, faced numerous challenges in its environment. Competition with other species likely played a significant role in its eventual extinction, though it was not the sole factor. As a massive omnivore, Deinocheirus would have competed with various other dinosaurs for food resources. Smaller, more agile theropods might have been more efficient at catching prey, while other large herbivores could have outcompeted Deinocheirus for plant matter. This competition could have strained the available food supply, making it difficult for Deinocheirus populations to sustain themselves. Additionally, the presence of large predators like Tarbosaurus, a close relative of Tyrannosaurus rex, would have posed a constant threat to Deinocheirus. While its size might have offered some protection, young or weakened individuals would have been vulnerable to predation. This pressure from carnivores could have further stressed Deinocheirus populations, especially if food resources were already limited due to competition. It is important to note that competition was likely just one factor in a complex web of challenges facing Deinocheirus. Climate change, habitat loss, and the eventual asteroid impact that marked the end of the Cretaceous period all contributed to the extinction of many dinosaur species, including Deinocheirus. The interplay of these factors, combined with interspecies competition, ultimately led to the disappearance of this fascinating creature from Earth's prehistoric landscapes. Deinocheirus, the large ornithomimosaur dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, was heavily dependent on its environment for survival. Changes in vegetation would have had significant impacts on its ability to thrive and adapt. As a presumed omnivore, Deinocheirus likely relied on a variety of plant matter for a substantial portion of its diet. Its wide, flat beak suggests it was well suited for cropping vegetation, while its large size indicates it needed to consume vast quantities of food to sustain itself. If the plant life in its habitat underwent major changes, it could have drastically affected the dinosaur's food supply. A shift from lush, diverse plant ecosystems to more arid or less varied vegetation could have limited Deinocheirus's dietary options. This might have forced the animal to expend more energy searching for suitable food sources or compete more intensely with other herbivores for limited resources. Additionally, changes in plant life could have altered the entire ecosystem, affecting the populations of smaller animals that Deinocheirus may have preyed upon as part of its omnivorous diet. Furthermore, vegetation changes could have impacted Deinocheirus's habitat structure. If dense forests gave way to more open landscapes, for instance, it might have affected the dinosaur's ability to find shelter, regulate its body temperature, or avoid predators. Such environmental shifts could have placed additional stress on Deinocheirus populations, potentially contributing to their eventual extinction alongside other dinosaur species at the end of the Cretaceous period. Deinocheirus, a massive dinosaur that roamed Earth during the late Cretaceous period, offers valuable lessons about the vulnerability of large species to extinction. This unusual creature, with its elongated arms and duck-like bill, vanished from the fossil record along with many other dinosaurs approximately 66 million years ago. The extinction of Deinocheirus highlights a crucial ecological principle. Larger animals often face greater risks during times of environmental upheaval. Their substantial size requires significant food resources, making them more susceptible to changes in vegetation and prey availability. When ecosystems are disrupted, as they were during the end Cretaceous extinction event, these giant creatures struggle to adapt quickly enough to survive. Furthermore, Deinocheirus likely had a relatively small population size and slow reproductive rate, common traits among large species. This combination leaves them particularly vulnerable to extinction, as they cannot replenish their numbers rapidly in the face of environmental challenges. The loss of Deinocheirus serves as a stark reminder that even the most impressive and well-adapted creatures can fall victim to sudden, large-scale changes in their environment. The extinction of this remarkable dinosaur underscores the delicate balance of ecosystems and the interconnectedness of species. It prompts us to consider the potential fragility of large animals in our modern world, where human activities and climate change pose significant threats to biodiversity. The fate of Deinocheirus serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to protect and preserve the magnificent large species that still inhabit our planet today. Deinocheirus, a peculiar dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, possessed a unique set of adaptations that both helped it thrive and potentially contributed to its downfall. This massive ornithomimosaur, with its elongated arms and duck-like bill, was well suited for a diverse diet and lifestyle. However, these very specializations may have made it vulnerable when environmental conditions changed. The enormous claws on Deinocheirus's hands were excellent tools for foraging and defense, but they might have limited its ability to adapt to new food sources quickly. Its broad, flat bill was ideal for sifting through shallow water and vegetation, yet this specialization could have become a liability if its preferred habitats dried up or changed dramatically. Deinocheirus's large size, while offering protection from predators, also meant it required substantial amounts of food to sustain itself. In times of scarcity or rapid environmental change, this high energy demand could have put the species at a significant disadvantage compared to smaller, more adaptable dinosaurs. The combination of these highly specialized features might have made Deinocheirus less resilient to the global changes occurring at the end of the Cretaceous period. As environments shifted and food sources altered, Deinocheirus may have struggled to adapt quickly enough, ultimately contributing to its extinction alongside many other dinosaur species. The extinction of Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, offers valuable insights for modern conservation efforts. This unusual creature, with its long arms and duck-like bill, vanished along with many other dinosaur species approximately 66 million years ago. By examining the factors that led to its demise, we can draw important parallels to the challenges faced by endangered species today. One key lesson from Deinocheirus's extinction is the impact of environmental changes on specialized species. Deinocheirus had evolved to fill a specific ecological niche with adaptations for a particular diet and habitat. When rapid climate shifts occurred at the end of the Cretaceous period, possibly exacerbated by a massive asteroid impact, Deinocheirus and other specialized creatures struggled to adapt. This underscores the importance of protecting diverse habitats and ecosystems in our current conservation efforts, as many modern species also have specific environmental requirements. The disappearance of Deinocheirus also highlights the vulnerability of large-bodied animals to extinction events. Bigger creatures often require more resources and have slower reproduction rates, making them more susceptible to environmental pressures. This phenomenon is mirrored in many of today's endangered species, such as elephants, rhinos, and large marine mammals. Conservation strategies must therefore prioritize the protection of these vulnerable large species and their habitats. Furthermore, the study of Deinocheirus' extinction emphasizes the interconnectedness of ecosystems. The loss of this unique dinosaur likely had ripple effects throughout its environment, altering plant populations and affecting other animal species. This serves as a reminder that modern conservation efforts must adopt a holistic approach, considering the complex web of relationships within ecosystems rather than focusing solely on individual species. Scientists employ a variety of methods to reconstruct the environment in which Deinocheirus lived. By analyzing fossilized remains and the surrounding rock layers, paleontologists can piece together a picture of the ancient ecosystem this unusual dinosaur inhabited. Sediment analysis provides crucial information about the landscape. The rocks in which Deinocheirus fossils were found indicate the presence of rivers and floodplains, suggesting a lush, well-watered environment. Plant fossils discovered in the same geological formations offer insights into the vegetation that existed during this period, pointing to a diverse array of trees and plants that would have provided food and shelter. Fossilized pollen and spores found in the sediment layers give scientists a more detailed understanding of the plant life, allowing them to identify specific species that thrived alongside Deinocheirus. This information helps researchers create a comprehensive picture of the ecosystem, from ground cover to canopy. The remains of other animals found in the same deposits as Deinocheirus also contribute to our understanding of its environment. Fish fossils indicate the presence of substantial water bodies, while other dinosaur species and smaller vertebrates help scientists reconstruct the food web and ecological relationships within this ancient habitat. By combining all these lines of evidence, researchers can paint a vivid picture of the world Deinocheirus called home. The discovery of Deinocheirus fossils has provided paleontologists with valuable insights into the ecosystem of ancient Mongolia. Alongside the remains of this enigmatic dinosaur, scientists have uncovered fossilized plant material that helps paint a picture of the environment in which Deinocheirus lived. Among the plant fossils associated with Deinocheirus remains, researchers have identified petrified wood fragments and impressions of conifer needles. These findings suggest that the habitat of Deinocheirus included forested areas with evergreen trees. The presence of these conifers indicates a relatively temperate climate during the late Cretaceous period when Deinocheirus roamed the Earth. Additionally, paleobotanists have found fossilized remains of early flowering plants, or angiosperms, in the same rock formations. These plants were becoming increasingly diverse and abundant during this time, gradually replacing many of the older plant groups. The variety of plant fossils discovered alongside Deinocheirus bones points to a rich and diverse ecosystem that supported large herbivorous dinosaurs. The plant fossil evidence, combined with sedimentological data, suggests that Deinocheirus inhabited a mixed environment of forests, floodplains, and river systems. This diverse landscape would have provided ample food sources and habitats for the massive ornithomimosaur and other contemporary dinosaur species. Sediment analyses have played a crucial role in unraveling the mystery of Deinocheirus' habitat, providing scientists with valuable insights into the environment this enigmatic dinosaur called home. By examining the layers of rock and soil where Deinocheirus fossils were discovered, researchers have pieced together a detailed picture of the ancient ecosystem. The sediments associated with Deinocheirus remains indicate a lush, wet environment dominated by rivers and floodplains. Analysis of grain sizes and composition suggests the presence of slow-moving waterways and areas prone to periodic flooding. This aligns with the hypothesis that Deinocheirus was well adapted to a semi-aquatic lifestyle, with its long arms potentially used for foraging in shallow waters. Furthermore, chemical analysis of the sediments has revealed high levels of organic material, indicating a rich and diverse ecosystem teeming with plant and animal life. This supports the idea that Deinocheirus had access to abundant food sources, which would have been necessary to sustain its massive size. The presence of certain minerals and trace elements in the sediment also provides clues about the climate during Deinocheirus's time, suggesting warm and humid conditions. These sediment analyses, combined with fossil evidence, have allowed paleontologists to reconstruct a vivid picture of Deinocheirus's world. It was likely a lush, subtropical environment with meandering rivers, dense vegetation, and a diverse array of flora and fauna. This understanding not only sheds light on Deinocheirus's lifestyle, but also contributes to our broader knowledge of late Cretaceous ecosystems and climate patterns. Deinocheirus fossils are typically found in rock layers from the late Cretaceous period, specifically dating back to about 70 million years ago. In these same geological strata, paleontologists often uncover a diverse array of other dinosaur species that shared the ancient ecosystem with Deinocheirus. Among the most common fossils found alongside Deinocheirus are those of hadrosaurs, also known as duck-billed dinosaurs. These herbivorous creatures were abundant during this time and likely served as potential prey for larger predators. Fossils of various theropod dinosaurs, including smaller dromaeosaurids and larger tyrannosaurids, are also frequently discovered in the same layers. The rock formations containing Deinocheirus remains often yield fossils of other ornithomimosaurs, the group to which Deinocheirus belongs. These ostrich-like dinosaurs were diverse and widespread during the late Cretaceous. Additionally, paleontologists frequently uncover fossils of ancient crocodilians, turtles, and various plant species in these layers, providing a more complete picture of the ecosystem Deinocheirus inhabited. Interestingly, fossilized fish remains are sometimes found in the same deposits, indicating the presence of ancient rivers or lakes in the area. This aligns with our understanding of Deinocheirus as a dinosaur that likely spent time near water sources, possibly feeding on fish and aquatic plants. Scientists employ a variety of methods to reconstruct the climate during the time of Deinocheirus, a large ornithomimosaur dinosaur that lived approximately 70 million years ago. One key approach involves analyzing the sediments and rock formations where Deinocheirus fossils are found. These geological layers contain valuable information about the environment in which the dinosaur lived. Paleobotanists study fossilized plant remains found in the same rock layers as Deinocheirus fossils. The types of plants present can indicate the climate conditions, as certain plant species thrive in specific temperature ranges and moisture levels. Additionally, scientists examine the chemical composition of fossilized soils and plant matter, which can reveal details about rainfall patterns and atmospheric carbon dioxide levels. Another important technique is the analysis of oxygen isotopes in fossilized teeth and bones. The ratio of different oxygen isotopes can provide insights into temperature and precipitation levels during the animal's lifetime. Scientists also study growth rings in fossilized wood, similar to tree rings, which can offer clues about seasonal changes and overall climate patterns. By combining these various lines of evidence, researchers can build a comprehensive picture of the climate during Deinocheirus's time. This multidisciplinary approach allows scientists to reconstruct ancient environments and understand the conditions in which these fascinating dinosaurs lived and evolved. Pollen studies have been instrumental in reconstructing the environment where Deinocheirus lived during the late Cretaceous period. By analyzing fossilized pollen grains found in the sediments associated with Deinocheirus remains, scientists can paint a detailed picture of the plant life that existed in its habitat. These microscopic grains provide valuable insights into the types of vegetation that dominated the landscape. The pollen record suggests that Deinocheirus inhabited a lush, subtropical environment with a diverse array of plants. Coniferous trees, similar to modern pines and cypresses, were abundant, alongside various flowering plants and ferns. The presence of certain pollen types indicates the existence of both forested areas and more open, marshy habitats. This diversity of plant life supports the theory that Deinocheirus was an omnivorous dinosaur, capable of feeding on a wide range of plant material as well as small animals. Furthermore, pollen studies help scientists understand the climate conditions during Deinocheirus' time. The types of plants represented in the pollen record suggest a warm, humid climate with seasonal variations, providing crucial context for understanding how this unusual dinosaur lived and adapted to its environment. Geologic formations provide crucial insights into the environment Deinocheirus inhabited during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 70 million years ago. Sedimentary rocks from this era reveal a landscape dominated by lush river systems and densely forested floodplains. These formations indicate a warm, humid climate that supported diverse plant life and a rich ecosystem. The rocks where Deinocheirus fossils have been found contain a mix of terrestrial and aquatic sediments, suggesting the creature lived near water bodies. This aligns with theories that Deinocheirus was likely a semi-aquatic animal, perhaps wading in shallow waters to feed. The presence of fish remains in the same rock layers further supports this idea. Geological evidence also points to seasonal variations in the climate. Annual growth rings in fossilized wood samples indicate periods of faster and slower growth, likely corresponding to wet and dry seasons. This cyclical pattern would have influenced the availability of food and water, shaping Deinocheirus' behavior and survival strategies. Trace fossils, such as footprints and feeding marks, preserved in these rock formations offer additional clues about Deinocheirus' interactions with its environment. These traces, combined with the broader geological context, help paleontologists reconstruct a vivid picture of the world this enigmatic dinosaur called home. Fossil soils, also known as paleosols, provide valuable insights into the environment Deinocheirus once called home. These ancient soils preserve evidence of the climate, vegetation, and landscape features that existed millions of years ago when this enigmatic dinosaur roamed the Earth. Analysis of fossil soils from the Nemegt Formation in Mongolia, where Deinocheirus remains have been discovered, reveals a complex ecosystem. The paleosols indicate a relatively humid climate with seasonal rainfall, supporting lush vegetation and diverse plant life. This environment likely included meandering rivers, floodplains, and densely forested areas, offering a variety of habitats for Deinocheirus and other prehistoric creatures. The composition of these fossil soils suggests the presence of both open areas and wooded regions, painting a picture of a mosaic landscape. This diverse terrain would have provided Deinocheirus with ample opportunities for foraging, as well as shelter and nesting sites. The paleosols also hint at the presence of water bodies, which aligns with theories that Deinocheirus may have had semi-aquatic habits or frequented wetland areas. Furthermore, the fossil soils contain traces of organic matter and root systems, indicating a rich plant community that could have sustained the herbivorous diet of Deinocheirus. This evidence helps scientists reconstruct the food web and ecological relationships of the time, placing Deinocheirus within its broader environmental context and shedding light on its role in the ancient ecosystem. Scientists use a variety of methods to estimate the biodiversity of ancient ecosystems, including the one in which Deinocheirus lived. They examine fossil evidence from the same geological formations where Deinocheirus remains were found, particularly in the Nemegt Formation of Mongolia. This formation has yielded a rich diversity of fossil species, giving researchers a glimpse into the complex ecosystem of the late Cretaceous period. Paleontologists study the different types of plant and animal fossils discovered in the same layers of rock. They look at the variety of dinosaur species, including herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores, as well as other animals like crocodiles, turtles, and small mammals. The presence of diverse plant fossils, including pollen and spores, also provides crucial information about the vegetation that supported this ecosystem. Trace fossils, such as footprints, burrows, and coprolites, offer additional insights into the behavior and interactions of various species within the environment. Scientists also analyze the sedimentary rocks themselves to understand the ancient landscape, including rivers, floodplains, and forests that would have supported a diverse array of life. By combining these lines of evidence and comparing them with modern ecosystems, researchers can build a comprehensive picture of the biodiversity that existed alongside Deinocheirus. This multifaceted approach allows scientists to reconstruct the intricate web of life that flourished in this prehistoric world, providing context for the role Deinocheirus played in its ancient ecosystem. Determining the water sources available to Deinocheirus, a large omnivorous theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, involves several scientific approaches. Paleontologists use a combination of fossil evidence, geological analysis, and comparative studies with modern animals to piece together the likely water sources for this ancient creature. Fossil remains of Deinocheirus have been found in what is now the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. By studying the sedimentary layers where these fossils were discovered, scientists can infer the ancient environment in which Deinocheirus lived. The presence of certain rock types and fossilized plants can indicate the existence of ancient rivers, lakes, or seasonal water sources. Analysis of stable isotopes in fossilized teeth and bones provides another valuable method. Different ratios of oxygen and hydrogen isotopes can reveal information about the water Deinocheirus consumed, helping scientists distinguish between river water, rainwater, or water from plants. This technique allows researchers to reconstruct the hydrological conditions of the dinosaur's habitat. Comparisons with modern animals that occupy similar ecological niches can also offer insights. By studying how large omnivores in semi-arid environments today access water, scientists can make informed hypotheses about Deinocheirus behavior. This multifaceted approach helps paint a picture of the water sources available to this fascinating dinosaur millions of years ago. Deinocheirus has had a fascinating journey in its portrayal across documentaries and movies. Initially known only from its massive forearms, this enigmatic dinosaur captured the imagination of paleontologists and the public alike. Early depictions often showed it as a fearsome predator, with enormous claws ready to slash at prey or rival dinosaurs. However, as more complete fossils were discovered, our understanding of Deinocheirus changed dramatically. Recent documentaries have updated its image to reflect current scientific knowledge. Now, Deinocheirus is portrayed as a large, hump-backed omnivore, more akin to a prehistoric ground sloth than a predatory theropod. In modern documentaries, Deinocheirus is often shown wading in shallow waters, using its long arms and claws to forage for plants and small aquatic animals. Its duck-like bill and bulky body give it a somewhat comical appearance, quite different from its earlier, more menacing depictions. Some programs highlight its unusual features, such as the sail-like structure on its back, which may have been used for thermoregulation or display. While Deinocheirus hasn't featured prominently in major motion pictures, its evolving representation in documentaries serves as an excellent example of how scientific discoveries can radically change our perception of prehistoric life. This shift in portrayal also underscores the importance of updating public knowledge as new evidence comes to light in paleontology. Deinocheirus has sparked significant public fascination with paleontology since its initial discovery in 1965. This unusual dinosaur, whose name means terrible hand, was known only from a pair of enormous 8-foot-long arms for nearly 5 decades. The mystery surrounding Deinocheirus fueled speculation and debate among both scientists and dinosaur enthusiasts. The 2013 discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils revealed a creature far stranger than anyone had imagined. Standing as tall as a 2-story building, with a duck-like bill, humped back, and stubby legs, Deinocheirus defied expectations. This bizarre combination of features captured the public imagination, demonstrating that the world of dinosaurs was even more diverse and surprising than previously thought. Deinocheirus has become a popular subject in dinosaur books, documentaries, and museum exhibits. Its unique appearance challenges preconceptions about dinosaur body plans and behaviors. This has encouraged people to reconsider their understanding of prehistoric life and sparked renewed interest in paleontology as a field full of potential discoveries. By highlighting how much remains unknown about prehistoric life, Deinocheirus has inspired a new generation of aspiring paleontologists. It serves as a powerful reminder that groundbreaking discoveries are still possible, even for well-studied groups like dinosaurs. This dinosaur continues to drive public engagement with paleontology, fostering a sense of wonder about the ancient world and the ongoing process of scientific discovery. Deinocheirus, a fascinating dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, has undergone significant changes in its representation in museum exhibits over the years. Initially, this mysterious creature was known only from its massive forelimbs, leading to speculative and often inaccurate depictions in museums and popular media. For decades, Deinocheirus was portrayed as a fearsome predator with enormous claws, sometimes even depicted as a type of giant theropod similar to Tyrannosaurus rex. However, these early representations were based on limited fossil evidence and have since been proven incorrect. In recent years, more complete fossil discoveries have revolutionized our understanding of Deinocheirus. We now know it was an unusual member of the Ornithomimosaur group with a duck-like bill, humped back, and relatively small head compared to its body size. Modern museum exhibits have been updated to reflect this new knowledge, showcasing Deinocheirus as a large, humpbacked omnivore with distinctive features. Today, the most accurate museum exhibits display Deinocheirus with its characteristic long arms, large claws, broad bill, and sail-like structure on its back. These updated representations provide visitors with a much more scientifically accurate view of this extraordinary dinosaur, demonstrating how paleontological knowledge evolves with new discoveries. Deinocheirus, whose name means terrible hand, has been subject to several misconceptions in popular media since its initial discovery. One common misrepresentation is the depiction of Deinocheirus as a fearsome predator, akin to its relative Tyrannosaurus rex. In reality, fossil evidence suggests that Deinocheirus was likely an omnivore, feeding on both plants and small animals, rather than a pure carnivore. Another frequent error is the portrayal of Deinocheirus as a swift, agile creature. Recent skeletal reconstructions indicate that it was actually a slow-moving animal with a bulky body and relatively short legs for its size. This body plan was better suited for wading in shallow waters and foraging rather than chasing down prey. The appearance of Deinocheirus has also been misrepresented. Early artistic renditions, based solely on its large forearms, often depicted it as a sleek, predatory theropod. However, more complete fossil finds have revealed that Deinocheirus had a duck-like bill, a humped back, and a body covered in feathers, giving it a much different appearance than initially imagined. Lastly, the size of Deinocheirus is sometimes exaggerated in media. While it was indeed large, measuring up to 11 meters in length, it is occasionally portrayed as being significantly larger, rivaling the largest known dinosaurs. This misconception stems from the impressive size of its arms, which were initially the only known part of its anatomy. Deinocheirus has undergone a remarkable transformation in scientific illustrations since its initial discovery. When first unearthed in 1965, only the massive forearms of this mysterious dinosaur were found. These enormous limbs, measuring 2.5 meters long, sparked the imagination of paleontologists and artists alike. Early depictions of Deinocheirus portrayed it as a fearsome predator, often shown as a hulking, carnivorous theropod with enormous claws. These illustrations typically featured a creature with a bulky body, powerful legs, and a head adorned with sharp teeth, reflecting the limited knowledge available at the time. However, subsequent discoveries dramatically altered our understanding of Deinocheirus. In 2014, nearly complete skeletons were found, revealing a dinosaur quite different from initial speculations. Modern illustrations now show Deinocheirus as a peculiar hump-backed creature with a duck-like bill, small head, and a body reminiscent of a hadrosaur. This shift in depiction reflects the ever-evolving nature of paleontological knowledge. Contemporary illustrations of Deinocheirus showcase a more accurate representation. A large, omnivorous theropod with a distinctive sail on its back, elongated arms, and a toothless beak. This dramatic change in scientific illustration underscores the importance of fossil evidence in shaping our understanding of prehistoric life. Deinocheirus serves as a fascinating example of how our understanding of dinosaurs continues to evolve. This unusual theropod, whose name means terrible hand, was initially known only from its massive forearms, discovered in 1965. For decades, paleontologists could only speculate about the rest of its body, making it a perfect case study in how scientists piece together information from limited fossil evidence. The discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils in 2006 and 2009 revolutionized our image of this creature. It turned out to be far stranger than anyone had imagined, with a duck-like bill, humped back, and relatively small head compared to its enormous body. This dramatic shift in our understanding of Deinocheirus highlights the importance of ongoing research and how new discoveries can completely change our perception of prehistoric life. In educational programs, Deinocheirus is often used to demonstrate the diversity of dinosaur forms. Its unusual features challenge the common perception of what a dinosaur should look like, encouraging students and the public to broaden their understanding of these ancient creatures. The story of Deinocheirus also serves as an excellent introduction to the process of paleontology, showing how scientists use comparative anatomy, geological context, and evolving technologies to reconstruct extinct animals. Moreover, Deinocheirus provides a valuable lesson in ecosystems and adaptation. Its mix of features, including the large claws, long arms, and duck-like bill, prompt discussions about dinosaur diets and behaviors, illustrating how different anatomical traits can indicate various survival strategies in prehistoric environments. Deinocheirus has had a profound impact on paleoart and dinosaur reconstructions, challenging long-held assumptions about theropod dinosaurs. When first discovered in 1965, only the massive forelimbs of Deinocheirus were known, leading to decades of speculation about its appearance and lifestyle. Artists and scientists imagined a fearsome predator with enormous claws, often depicting it as a gigantic carnivorous beast. However, the discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils in 2009 dramatically altered our understanding of this unique dinosaur. It turned out to be a member of the Ornithomimosaur group, but with unexpected features. Deinocheirus was revealed to be a large, hump-backed creature with a duck-like bill, small head, and relatively small feet compared to its body size. This revelation forced paleoartists to completely rethink their portrayals of Deinocheirus. Instead of a terrifying predator, it was now understood to be an omnivorous, gentle giant. Artists began depicting it with a more rotund body, less aggressive posture, and engaging in behaviors like foraging or wading in shallow waters. The distinctive sail-like structure on its back became a focal point in many reconstructions. The Deinocheirus discovery serves as a reminder of the importance of fossil evidence in shaping our understanding of prehistoric life. It has encouraged paleoartists and scientists to be more open to unexpected body plans and ecological roles when reconstructing other poorly known dinosaurs, fostering a more diverse and imaginative approach to dinosaur depictions in both scientific and popular media. Deinocheirus, the enigmatic dinosaur known for its massive arms, has not been a prominent figure in many books or novels. This is largely due to the fact that for decades, scientists only had fragmentary remains of the creature, primarily its distinctive forearms. As a result, Deinocheirus has not captured the imagination of authors in the same way as more well-known dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex or Velociraptor. However, Deinocheirus does appear in some scientific literature and paleontology books. It is often mentioned in comprehensive dinosaur encyclopedias and reference works, where its unique features and the mystery surrounding its full appearance are discussed. These books typically focus on the scientific aspects of Deinocheirus, rather than using it as a character in fictional narratives. In recent years, with the discovery of more complete Deinocheirus fossils, there has been renewed interest in this dinosaur. This may lead to its inclusion in future works of fiction or popular science books. As our understanding of Deinocheirus grows, it is possible that authors and paleontology enthusiasts will incorporate this fascinating creature into their stories and educational materials. While Deinocheirus may not be a star in novels yet, its unusual characteristics and the dramatic story of its discovery make it a compelling subject for future works in both fiction and non-fiction. Toy manufacturers often take creative liberties when interpreting Deinocheirus for their products, blending scientific knowledge with imaginative designs to create appealing dinosaur figures. The interpretation of this unusual theropod has evolved significantly since its initial discovery, and toy designs reflect this changing understanding. Early toy versions of Deinocheirus were largely speculative, as for many years, only the dinosaur's massive forearms were known to science. These toys often depicted Deinocheirus as a fearsome predator with large claws, sometimes resembling a more robust version of Tyrannosaurus. As more complete fossils were discovered, toy designs began to change. Modern toy interpretations of Deinocheirus now tend to be more accurate, reflecting the current scientific understanding of this dinosaur as a large, humpbacked omnivore with a duck-like bill and small skull relative to its body size. Some toy manufacturers include features like the animal's sail-like structure on its back, its long arms with large claws, and its bulky body. However, artistic liberties are still taken, often exaggerating certain features for dramatic effect or to make the toys more appealing to children. Despite improvements in accuracy, many toy manufacturers continue to balance scientific fidelity with marketability, sometimes resulting in Deinocheirus toys that are more colorful or fierce-looking than the animal likely was in life. This approach aims to capture children's imaginations while still providing a general representation of this fascinating dinosaur. Social media has played a significant role in bringing Deinocheirus into the public spotlight, transforming this once obscure dinosaur into a subject of widespread fascination. Before the digital age, knowledge of Deinocheirus was largely confined to paleontology circles, with only fragmentary remains known to science. However, the power of social media platforms has dramatically changed this situation. The turning point came in 2014 when a team of paleontologists announced the discovery of two nearly complete Deinocheirus skeletons. This revelation sparked a flurry of online activity, with images and artistic reconstructions of the bizarre-looking dinosaur quickly spreading across various social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram became conduits for sharing information about this strange creature, characterized by its elongated arms, duck-like bill, and humpbacked appearance. Paleontology enthusiasts and science communicators seized the opportunity to share engaging content about Deinocheirus, creating memes, infographics, and short videos that went viral. These easily digestible formats help translate complex scientific information into accessible nuggets of knowledge, reaching audiences far beyond traditional academic circles. As a result, Deinocheirus has become something of a poster child for unusual dinosaurs, capturing the public imagination and inspiring further interest in paleontology. The impact of social media on Deinocheirus awareness extends beyond mere popularity. It has fostered a more informed public discourse about dinosaur diversity and evolution. People who may have never encountered this dinosaur in traditional media now discuss its unique features and ecological role, demonstrating how digital platforms can serve as powerful tools for science education and engagement. Deinocheirus remains one of the most enigmatic dinosaurs in paleontology, despite recent discoveries that have shed light on its appearance and lifestyle. Our understanding of this bizarre theropod is still incomplete, with several significant gaps in our knowledge. One major area of uncertainty surrounds Deinocheirus's behavior and social structure. We have limited evidence to determine whether these animals lived in groups or were solitary creatures. The discovery of multiple specimens in the same area suggests they may have congregated, but we cannot say for certain if this was a regular occurrence or mere coincidence. Another gap in our knowledge concerns Deinocheirus's reproductive habits. We have yet to uncover any eggs or nests that can be definitively attributed to this species. This leaves us with questions about their breeding patterns, parental care, and early life stages. Understanding these aspects of Deinocheirus's life cycle would provide valuable insights into its biology and ecological role. The evolutionary history of Deinocheirus also remains somewhat unclear. While we know it belongs to the Ornithomimosaur group, its exact relationships to other members of this family are still debated. Filling in these gaps in the fossil record would help us better understand how this unique creature evolved its distinctive features, such as its large size and unusual proportions. As we continue our exploration of prehistoric life, new technologies are revolutionizing our understanding of ancient creatures like Deinocheirus. Advanced imaging techniques, such as computed tomography scans, are allowing paleontologists to peer inside fossilized bones without damaging them. These scans can reveal internal structures and provide insights into how Deinocheirus moved and what it ate. Cutting-edge DNA sequencing methods are also pushing the boundaries of what we can learn from fossils. While extracting DNA from dinosaur remains is extremely challenging due to degradation over millions of years, scientists are developing more sensitive techniques that might one day allow us to recover genetic material from Deinocheirus fossils. This could help us understand its evolutionary relationships and potentially even reveal details about its appearance, such as skin color or feather patterns. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are becoming invaluable tools in paleontology. These technologies can analyze vast amounts of data from fossil scans, comparing them to known species and identifying subtle patterns that human researchers might miss. For Deinocheirus, this could lead to new insights about its anatomy, behavior, and ecological role. Lastly, advances in paleo-environment reconstruction using techniques like isotope analysis and ancient pollen studies are helping scientists paint a more detailed picture of the world Deinocheirus inhabited. By understanding its environment, we can better interpret how this enigmatic dinosaur lived and interacted with other species in its ecosystem. Deinocheirus, the mysterious dinosaur known as Terrible Hand, has long puzzled paleontologists. Future fossil discoveries could dramatically reshape our understanding of this enigmatic creature. New finds might reveal more about its physical appearance, shedding light on features beyond its massive arms and claws. We could uncover evidence of feathers, scales, or even skin impressions, providing a clearer picture of how Deinocheirus looked in life. Fossil discoveries could also illuminate Deinocheirus's behavior and lifestyle. Additional skull material might reveal details about its diet, potentially confirming or challenging current theories that it was an omnivore. Fossilized stomach contents could provide direct evidence of its last meals. Footprints or trackways could offer insights into how it moved, its speed, and whether it lived in groups or as a solitary animal. Moreover, new fossils from different age ranges could help us understand Deinocheirus's evolution and its relationships to other dinosaurs. We might discover transitional forms that show how it developed its unique features over time. This could clarify its position within the Ornithomimosaur family tree and reveal previously unknown relatives. Lastly, future discoveries in different geographic locations could expand our knowledge of Deinocheirus's range and habitat preferences. Finding fossils in unexpected places might challenge our assumptions about where these creatures lived and how they adapted to various environments. Each new fossil has the potential to rewrite the story of Deinocheirus, making it an exciting subject for ongoing paleontological research. Paleontologists are particularly enthusiastic about several aspects of Deinocheirus research. The discovery of more complete fossil specimens in recent years has ignited a surge of interest in this enigmatic dinosaur. Scientists are eager to unravel the mysteries surrounding its unique physical features, especially its massive forelimbs and claws, which were the first parts of the dinosaur ever found. Another area of focus is Deinocheirus's unusual diet and lifestyle. Unlike many of its theropod relatives, evidence suggests it was an omnivore, possibly even with a preference for aquatic environments. This challenges previous assumptions about theropod dinosaurs and opens up new avenues for understanding dinosaur ecology and evolution. Researchers are also intrigued by Deinocheirus's place in the dinosaur family tree. As a member of the Ornithomimosaur group, yet with features quite different from its closest relatives, it presents an interesting case study in dinosaur evolution. Scientists hope that further study of Deinocheirus might shed light on the diversity and adaptability of theropod dinosaurs. The potential for future discoveries related to Deinocheirus also excites the scientific community. Given the fragmentary nature of many fossil finds, there's always the possibility that new specimens could emerge, potentially revealing even more about this fascinating creature and its role in the ecosystems of ancient Mongolia. Genetic studies of modern birds have revolutionized our understanding of avian evolution and could provide valuable insights into the biology and behavior of ancient theropods like Deinocheirus. By examining the genomes of living birds, scientists can identify genes associated with specific traits and behaviors which might have analogues in their distant dinosaur relatives. For instance, research into the genetic basis of beak shape in Darwin's finches has revealed genes that control facial development. Similar genes might have influenced the unusual skull structure of Deinocheirus, potentially shedding light on its feeding adaptations. Additionally, studies of genes related to feather development and coloration in modern birds could offer clues about the appearance and function of feathers in Deinocheirus and other feathered dinosaurs. Genetic research on bird locomotion and limb development could also be particularly relevant to Deinocheirus studies. This dinosaur's distinctive long arms and large hands have puzzled paleontologists, and insights from avian genetics might help explain their purpose and evolution. Furthermore, investigations into the genetic underpinnings of bird metabolism and thermoregulation could provide context for understanding how Deinocheirus and other large theropods manage their body temperature and energy requirements. By combining these genetic insights with fossil evidence, researchers can build more comprehensive and accurate models of Deinocheirus biology and behavior. This approach, known as phylogenetic bracketing, allows scientists to make informed inferences about extinct species based on their evolutionary relationships to living organisms, potentially revealing new aspects of Deinocheirus life history and ecology. Paleontologists are constantly on the lookout for new fossil sites that could yield more Deinocheirus specimens. The Namegt Formation in Mongolia, where the original Deinocheirus fossils were discovered, remains a prime location for future excavations. This late Cretaceous rock formation has already proven rich in dinosaur remains, including those of other large theropods and herbivores. Similar geological formations from the same time period in neighboring regions, such as parts of China and Russia, could also potentially harbor Deinocheirus fossils. These areas shared similar ecosystems and climate conditions during the late Cretaceous, making them promising targets for paleontological expeditions. Expanding the search to other continents, scientists are exploring late Cretaceous formations in North America and South America. While Deinocheirus has not been found outside Asia, related ornithomimosaur dinosaurs have been discovered in these regions, suggesting the possibility of finding new Deinocheirus specimens or closely related species. Coastal areas that existed during the late Cretaceous are of particular interest, as Deinocheirus is believed to have inhabited environments near water sources. Riverbeds, lakeshores, and estuarine deposits from this period could potentially yield well-preserved fossils, providing new insights into this enigmatic dinosaur species. Climate change poses significant challenges for paleontological research on Deinocheirus and other ancient species. As global temperatures rise, permafrost in Mongolia and other regions where Deinocheirus fossils have been found is thawing at an accelerated rate. This thawing can expose previously hidden fossils, potentially offering new opportunities for discovery. However, it also puts these fragile remains at risk of rapid deterioration once exposed to the elements. Changing precipitation patterns could alter erosion rates in fossil-rich areas, potentially uncovering new specimens but also threatening to destroy others before they can be studied. Increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events might damage fossil sites or make them more difficult to access, complicating long-term research efforts. Rising sea levels could inundate coastal fossil sites, making some areas of paleontological interest inaccessible or permanently lost. This is particularly concerning for Deinocheirus research, as some of its fossils have been found in what were once coastal environments during the Cretaceous period. As climate zones shift, the plant and animal life in regions where Deinocheirus fossils are found may change dramatically. This could affect the ability of researchers to understand the ancient ecosystems in which Deinocheirus lived, making it more challenging to reconstruct its environment and behavior accurately. Future paleontologists may need to develop new techniques and technologies to adapt to these changing conditions and continue their vital work in understanding Earth's prehistoric past. Deinocheirus, the enigmatic dinosaur known for its massive arms, continues to intrigue paleontologists and researchers across various fields. By combining traditional paleontology with cutting-edge technologies and diverse scientific disciplines, we can uncover new insights into this fascinating creature. Biomechanical engineering could shed light on how Deinocheirus moved and used its enormous forearms. By creating detailed computer models and simulations, researchers can analyze the dinosaur's potential range of motion and the forces its limbs could exert. This approach might reveal whether Deinocheirus used its arms for foraging, defense, or other specialized behaviors. Paleobotany and geochemistry could provide valuable information about Deinocheirus's diet and habitat. By examining fossilized plant remains and sediment samples from the areas where Deinocheirus fossils were found, scientists can reconstruct the ancient ecosystem it inhabited. This environmental context could offer clues about the dinosaur's lifestyle and ecological role. Advanced imaging techniques, such as synchrotron radiation and computed tomography, could reveal hidden details within Deinocheirus fossils. These methods allow researchers to examine internal structures and growth patterns without damaging the specimens. By applying these techniques, scientists might uncover new information about Deinocheirus's physiology, sensory capabilities, and evolutionary adaptations. Studying Deinocheirus offers a unique window into the evolutionary history of dinosaurs and the broader process of evolution itself. This unusual theropod dinosaur, with its massive size and peculiar features, challenges our previous assumptions about dinosaur diversity and adaptations. Deinocheirus, meaning terrible hand, was initially known only from its enormous forearms, leading to decades of speculation about its appearance and lifestyle. The discovery of more complete fossils revealed a creature unlike any other known dinosaur, with a duck-like bill, humped back, and wide hips. This bizarre combination of features demonstrates the incredible variety that can arise through evolutionary processes, showing how natural selection can produce unexpected and seemingly improbable forms. The study of Deinocheirus also sheds light on the evolutionary relationships between different dinosaur groups. Its unique mix of characteristics has led scientists to revise their understanding of Ornithomimosaur evolution, the group to which Deinocheirus belongs. This highlights the importance of continued fossil discoveries in refining our knowledge of evolutionary trees and the connections between different species. Furthermore, examining the adaptations of Deinocheirus provides insights into the environmental pressures and ecological niches of the Cretaceous period. Its specialized features suggest a complex ecosystem with diverse food sources and survival strategies, contributing to our understanding of ancient environments and how species evolved to fill specific roles within them. The study of Deinocheirus provides valuable insights that can be applied to research on other enigmatic species. This unusual dinosaur, known initially only from its massive arms, demonstrates the importance of patience and persistence in paleontology. For decades, scientists could only speculate about the nature of this creature based on limited fossil evidence. It was not until additional remains were discovered that a clearer picture of Deinocheirus emerged, revealing a large, duck-billed omnivore with a humpbacked appearance. This experience underscores the need for caution when making inferences about extinct animals from fragmentary remains. It reminds researchers to remain open to new possibilities and to avoid drawing firm conclusions without substantial evidence. The Deinocheirus case also highlights the value of continued exploration and excavation, even in previously studied areas, as new discoveries can dramatically alter our understanding of prehistoric life. Furthermore, the research on Deinocheirus exemplifies the importance of international collaboration in paleontology. The key fossils that completed the Deinocheirus puzzle were recovered through cooperative efforts involving scientists from multiple countries. This collaborative approach can be crucial when studying other enigmatic species, as it allows for the pooling of resources, expertise, and fossil specimens. Lastly, the Deinocheirus story emphasizes the need for advanced technology in paleontological research. Modern techniques such as three-dimensional scanning and computer modeling played a vital role in reconstructing the complete Deinocheirus skeleton and understanding its unique features. Applying such technologies to other mysterious species can help scientists gain a more comprehensive understanding of extinct animals and their place in prehistoric ecosystems.